The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magnus.
To widen his gap at the top, but he might even do it with a big fish finish. What a way to do it!
It's the green of the dart.
Game
But
shot.
the dart
And
is
a
all
match.
about
Lewis Gurnie. 26.
2 stabs at the treble 19. He'll still stay there. And he hits it double 6.
Game shot in the first leg.
What a shot.
Archie Self.
2 12s.
Game shot.
Seals
And a
an
match.
impressive 4-0 win.
Game shot. And a
And
match.
that's exactly
right
why-
again. 46.
This for Saturday night. Stays there. Double 13. They say it's unlucky for some. But it's the
Game
double that
shot.
sends
And
Paul
the match.
Hogan into
Paul
Saturday
Hogan.
night. And victory is very much the word on every player's mind tonight. It is the third finals night of Series 13 here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Who is going to be crowned on the South Coast tonight? Hello, very good evening. And Series 13's Champions Week is already open for interpretation, with Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen having picked up first weekly titles in the opening 2 weeks' worth of play. Only a victory for Paul Hogan would stop that trend from continuing this evening. Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson are with us on stage to have a look at all the action tonight. Gents, great to see the pair of you. And when you look at the 6 players in the field, if Outsiders won the first couple of weeks, it feels like a name that's got some weight in this building, could do some damage this time around.
Potentially, but we've been trying to predict things since the turn of the year, and most of us have got it wrong. So tonight, our reputations are on the chopping block, as well as the reputations of the players. I think tonight we've got 6 great players, but we're surprised by who was not qualified, just like the people who have.
What would be your synopsis of the week so far, Scott?
I think they've all been much of a muchness. Nobody's sort of like been doing outstanding averages above the others. It's probably the most even group of 6 numbers-wise we've had in a while. So we may have a maybe 9-dart shootout.
Don't you even dare. Right, let's get into tonight's action and show you the 6 players who are involved. Patrick Williams had an emphatic debut on the Live Lounge stage. With strong scoring and dangerous doubling, Paddy looks for perfection in Portsmouth. Fresh for the PDC Pro Tour, Sagadsky made his debut this week, where he quickly made his mark. The Pole looks to vault his way to the title. Carl Wilson has showed his class this week. His power scoring was superb. Can he keep it up and win his first Super Series trophy? The only player in the field to have a weekly title to his name is the experienced Paul Hogan. He continues to impress with bursts of brilliance. Lewis Gurnie is into his 3rd weekly final, courtesy of a perfect Friday. He made it to the semi-finals before. Can he lift the trophy tonight? He's a young superstar who continues to shine. 16-year-old Archie Self is in his 2nd consecutive finals night as he completes the week 3 lineup. So those are the 6 players that are in action this evening at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And we got underway on Monday morning when Group A got started. And it was Patrick Williams that went on to win that. He's a player, Paul, that's been doing well on the development tour, won a title there last year, had a good run at the World Masters last month. First time we saw him here, and he took to it like duck to water, really, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a very good Monday, winning 4 out of 5, and he made a bit of a habit of that over the next couple of days as well. He played some of his best stuff on Tuesday, including this 170 finish to beat Archie Self with 4 out of 4 on the doubles. And that was the bit of evidence that we required just to know what kind of level we're going to get from Paddy. But when we put a lot of pressure on young stars these days to perform at the age of 16 to 20, some players just need those few extra years to get into gear, and at 24, he's approaching a part of his game that could be very threatening for a lot of people here this year.
The players then divvied up into Groups B and C. In Group B, we saw Alex Sagadsky go on and win the group. We spoke about it in commentary last night. He's the type of player, we may not see him hit the 110 averages, but what you can expect from him is a range which is very, very small, but very, very consistent.
Yeah, very much so. I think he could be called the flatliner. He just goes across that grid, that graph, across nice and flat. If you play above that, you get him. If you go below that, he gets you. That's been his secret. His consistency this week has been his secret. Tonight's a little bit more like knockout. Don't think he's going to get away with that tonight.
Carl Wilson finished second in that group. Look, we know how good he is. The next step now is for him to win titles, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think he made great strides in 2025 on the Winmore Championship Tour with the ADC, but he desperately wants to win here. He's been to these final nights so many times, and qualifying is just second nature to him. But he's got to take that next step this year. He's got his first opportunity here in February. He will expect to get to 3 finals nights minimum this year. And if he makes his way through to the trophy and the medal, there could be more finals nights for him with bigger prizes.
What about your old sparring partner, Paul Hogan? He likes to make life hard for himself. It went down to a shootout between him and Steve Lennon last night, but he was able to hold his nerve quite well, actually, didn't he?
Look, for the people that played at my age group, he's known as king of the qualifiers. 7 times he qualified for Lakeside through the qualifiers. Hardest thing to do, only twice through the actual ranking system. When he had to come up here last night on a one-off game and win it, I fancied him. And he'll fancy tonight. The way that the finals night works here, he's won here before, and it is all about winning games tonight. And you don't want to be caught up in having to count leg backs and stuff.
So, we've got a player at the age of 62 through to the finals. In fact, there's an interesting scenario tonight because we could have either the oldest ever or youngest ever winner of a Super Series week. So we go from a 62-year-old to a 16-year-old in Archie Self, who we've seen do so many great things. He's won at the Lakeside in the past. And he's somebody, yes, he's very much high up on the radar. He has been for a few years. But actually, his progress has been really attainable through the sport, hasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I think he lives almost in the shadow of a certain 2-time world champion who's been a 2-time series champion here. But the way he's gone through the week, he showed a great deal of maturity. But I think he had to. Monday to Wednesday, he was flapping his arms around a little bit, and maybe he was his own worst enemy. But the fact is, he was able to put it right on Thursday and Friday, and that tells us something about him. Now, he comes back to a Saturday night. This is going to be more comfortable for him. He likes knockout darts, and he has been to a final just at the back end of last series, so he'll fancy it.
How does the pressures of Lakeside prepare yourself for a stage like this, do you think, Scott?
It gives you maturity. I think the bigger the games that you get involved in on your way up the ladder, it then makes you a lot more mature as a player. You understand how it works. You understand that sometimes you've got to have legs off, and you've got to understand that you've got to have legs on. I've been impressed. He's 16 years old, and I think the maturity of a 20-year-old.
In terms of the other player that came through, Lewis Gurnie, another young man who we know a lot about. However, is it also fair to say that this week's been a bit of a discovery for him? Q-School didn't quite go to plan, but particularly yesterday, things began to click for him.
Look, everybody wants their year to start brilliantly at qualifying school to get a PDC Tour card. Obviously, for Lewis Gurnie, that didn't happen. Challenge Tour and other things are going to come along, and it just feels like his season started yesterday. And if it's going to start anywhere, a Friday is not a bad day to start. If he continues to play good darts tonight, takes his chances, we're talking about a player that is likely to win weeklies here and to do other things elsewhere. The pressure is on when you've got a little bit of a reputation like Lewis. So let's see how he reacts to that.
Well, let's have a look at tonight's play then. These are the 2 groups that are in action tonight. The top 2 make it through to the semi-finals. You look at Group 1, Scott, Patrick Williams, Carl Wilson and Archie Self. Is that, when you look at the value of the 3 players, the way they played this week and maybe what they've done elsewhere, is that the one on paper that looks the harder of the 2?
Numbers-wise, definitely. Patrick obviously won Group A, drops in there lovely. Carl Wilson was doing some lovely averages before the end of the day yesterday, and I think that is the tough group of the 2, without doubt.
In terms of the other group, what would be your overall synopsis of that? Does Sagadsky perhaps go off favourite?
Yeah, I think so. Radek's the only person in the cluster of players that we got tonight who has won a PDC title at the top level, so he knows how to do it. In front of fans, it might be a little bit different, but Lewis Gurnie's been given two very, very experienced campaigners tonight. So I think he might have to find a little bit of exuberance that just takes Radek and Paul off their kilter a little bit.
In terms of the odds, we're going to have a look at that now. And you look at it, Carl Wilson goes off the favourite to win tonight at 11-4. Firstly, justified favourite, and secondly, is there anybody that perhaps in terms of the betting could represent a little bit of value this evening?
I think he's justified favourite. You know, he lost the game with 101 average. You don't do that too many times, and the bookies have noticed that. I think he's a justified favourite, just about over Patrick Williams.
However, Paul Hogan's the only player in that field that's won a week here before. However, they've cast him aside at 6-1.
We live in a sport where if you watch it enough and you've worked within it enough and played in it enough, some nights feel like a Paul Hogan night. It's a bit like seeing a James Wade-style tournament. When the favourite goes out, you think James is on the horizon, he's going to sweep up. Tonight, I would not be surprised at all if Hogan wins again after not being a favourite of any means.
How important do you think a quick start is this evening? And particularly when you think about the crowd that's here tonight, they're going to be receptive, they're going to react to everything that happens on the stage. How important can getting off to a good start be just to get yourself going? Because otherwise you find yourself chasing, don't you, right from the get-go?
It's vital. You can find yourself chasing from leg one. I've been up there and had that happen, and not many people come back from that because it's just such a short group. The games run away from you. For me, a good start is going to be vital for whoever lifts this trophy tonight.
There's a lot of locality in terms of the players in action tonight, which is why it is absolutely packed to the rafters in here this evening. However, how much is that inspirational? How much of that at the same time is pressure?
Depends on the player. We've seen people come here with a stack of fans and then they feel too much pressure. But some people are inspired by it. It really does depend on the competitor. So it'll be interesting to see how tonight goes. Patrick Williams hasn't got many people, if any, here tonight. Lone Wolf, he might be able to break the curse of Group A tonight.
I think we're ready. I think this crowd are ready as well for a night of darts here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and we get underway with a meeting between Archie Self and Patrick Williams. Early on this evening, I caught up with both players. Patrick, not a bad debut for yourself with the Super Series. Group A, when you've kind of taken to this like Dr. Water, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a great experience for myself. I've really enjoyed my time being down here, and hopefully I can keep my form going into tonight.
Could you imagine you would settle in as quickly as you did?
No, 100% not. I thought got to learn like my boundaries, learn my surroundings and stuff like that, but I've took it quite well, to be fair.
In terms of your performances in Group A, what in particular were you pleased with?
Hitting things in the right moments, my doubles going at the right times, not too many games cost me. And when I took them moments at times, I took my chances.
We've seen you achieve a lot over the course of the last 12 months or so. What would a win at the Super Series mean in comparison to some of the other things you've achieved in the last year?
This would be 100% nearly top of my list after my development tour for 100%. But yeah, I'd love to win something like this. Would be amazing.
Well, go out. Wish you all the best, Patrick. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Top man. Archie, 2 times here at the Super Series, 2 times into Saturday. What will be your overall reflections of the week so far?
Obviously, I think Group A was very bad. I mean, it was poor start off on the Monday and a Tuesday, but I'm hoping to get some wins on the Wednesday, and I did that, and then took it into Group C.
What's been the switch for yourself? What do you think's really changed in your game from Group A to Group C?
I've tried an extra longer stem, obviously after playing Scott on Wednesday, and it's helped me and worked out through the whole week.
So, second time here. You came close last time you played here, got through to the final. How much you love to go one better this time around?
Oh, it'd be unbelievable, because obviously, like I said yesterday, I put too much confidence on myself and too much pressure on myself into the final against Dean, but just going into tonight nice and relaxed.
It's going to be a nice little sellout tonight, but we know from your past that when it comes to big crowds that you can provide some of your best.
Yeah, especially like Lakeside. I mean, obviously, I had a lot of fans there, and a lot of chanting for me, and I played well that night, so hopefully I can do the same tonight.
Right, go well. Wish you the best. Archie, good luck.
Thank you very much.
And it's the ball for a 164, and 164 is pinned, and a real spring in the step of Archie Self.
The bullseye is there to be hit, and the bullseye is hit. What a brilliant finish of Archie Self. And look at the smile. You couldn't wipe it off his face. He's certainly one of the hottest prospects in the sport, and the packed-out crowds here this evening at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth may well be saying they were there when he was on the Super Series stage. Remember, it was only 3 years ago that Luke Littler was playing here. He takes on Patrick Williams, game 1 of the night, in the company of Paul Nicholson and Scott Mitchell.
Thank you, Henry. Week 3, Series 13, question mark. Who wins? Collective age on the stage, 40 and change. Because they say it's a young person's game these days. Not always. We've got a 62-year-old on the stage tonight in the shape of Paul Hogan. He's in the other group with Sagadsky and with Lewis Gurnie. But these two met 3 times in Group A earlier in the week. Archie Self didn't play his best darts in Group A. He saved that for Group C. And that's why he's here again on a finals night, like he was at the end of November. Paddy Williams from Liverpool looking to break the curse of Group A tonight. 23 weeks in a row it has been since someone won Group A and went on to win the Saturday night. Is this going to be the night where that curse is broken, Scott Mitchell?
140.
I see no reason why not. The man has been playing exceptionally well in Group A. Got himself a couple of days off. A lot of players do like that. I don't see a problem with it. I really don't. The downside to getting a couple of days off and winning Group A is you do throw the very first dart on Saturday night. And it's always difficult, Nico, being 54. The first game out, whether you're the player that's thrown second or the player that's thrown first. But for me, I think the player that's throwing second has a slight advantage over the player throwing first on the first game of the night.
Yeah, I would absolutely concur with that. Curiously, the weekly average of Patrick Williams
41
is exactly the same as Carl Wilson's at 89.93. I just wonder if that's a sign from the darting gods that they are meant to meet in the final a little bit later. They will meet in this group because Wilson is part of it.
45.
Archie averaged 82.5 for the week, but that's very misleading. He played a lot of his best stuff on Thursday and Friday.
There's going to be some nerves here for him. There's no two ways about it. But he's also mature enough to know that this is only the first leg.
57.
He's got his own darts next leg. And one thing he did do at the latter end of the week, he learned to hold his own throw well.
If you speak to a young player, it doesn't matter whether they're male or female, and they get a bit nervous in a situation like this.
122.
It's quite simple. You say to them, get used to it. If you want to be great, you've got to get used to it. Williams has left 62, and he's not going to go 12 bull. But what he's done there is exactly what he was doing Monday to Wednesday this week, showing tremendous board management skills.
137.
It's something if you continue to do that,
require 40.
then you're used to doing it. You're used to laying up and having 3 darts in your hand and going for something like this tops. If you're not used to doing it and all of a sudden you start doing it, those first few times that you do it,
20
doesn't go well. And
Archie require 58.
I have to say it's not gone well this time, and Self has been absolutely dynamite on top.
Shot in the first leg. Archie
continued that. Just kept himself in the game. Didn't panic when he went a couple of hundred behind.
Second leg is Archie to throw first.
Waited for an opportunity. The opportunity came, and Archie Self goes 1 up and now has throw.
Yeah, right about 33% on the doubles this week,
43.
Archie.
43.
But another left-hander that's good at tops. Oh, not another one.
Yeah, I was thinking that during the week.
1-0!
First max of the night goes to Paddy. That 180 is for sure. And now he needs to find some doubles for the door.
59.
You don't hit doubles, you don't get the door, you don't get the medal, you don't get the trophy, and you don't get the invitation to Champions Week in the middle of April.
57.
Like I mentioned, he did play in the first 3 days of the week Every game was won by Paddy.
98.
And he was never taken to a last leg decider. But he should, based on the last couple of days, be playing a very different, more confident Archie self.
58.
Yeah, very much so. Also, we mustn't forget that Paddy had that biggest shot of the week at the 170 against Archie self.
140.
What we learn about Archie is, will he remember that? Will he want to say to himself, you can beat me in Group A all you want, but come Saturday, that's my day?
140.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I think so.
161.
He'll give this a little look. He gave it a good look. It was
97.
unfortunate with the last
Patrick, you
start as well,
require
not to find
66.
himself sat on a double.
If he doesn't hit this, he could be 2-0 down.
48.
The doubles have
Archie,
not
you
been
require
good so
64.
far for the Liverpudlian. Self needs tops again.
Game.
Scott
Shot
Mitchell
on the
said it.
second leg.
He's dynamite on
Archie
tops.
saves.
Tonight proves it yet again.
2 out of
Third leg
2
is
then from
Patrick to
self.
throw first. Game on.
100%. And you have to say, Williams hadn't done a great deal wrong. It's just that outer ring that he's been finding a problem.
140.
Sometimes when you start missing the outer ring, it then starts to affect your scoring. But Williams marches back in with a 140.
91.
I just wonder if Archie were to go on and be successful tonight, the narrative would be he's young,
96.
he's 16, he's doing things that other players have done in this building at a very similar age.
95.
But I think there was one game this week that changed everything. And it was a game against Scott Campbell where they decided in the last round of Group A to swap darts. At that point, Archie Self had his best performance of the week with somebody else's equipment. And it wasn't about that. It was
58.
about his
Patrick, you require
demeanour.
94.
It all changed.
It did. It absolutely did. He had a good end to the day on Wednesday.
Shot on the third leg.
That's a good finish, particularly after you've had 5 darts at a double and already missed. Sometimes
Fourth leg,
a
it's
nice
Archie
little
to throw
combination
first.
like that is better
Game
for
on.
you than stood there waiting with 3 in your hand and the double at your mercy.
And it was right in the middle.
140.
This kind of performance from Williams is not a surprise. 93.5, he can live there all night long.
139.
Archie, somewhat fortunate to get those darts at double in legs 1 and 2. But now that he has the lead,
134.
he's going to need quality to get over the line.
$100.
I think it's fascinating that Williams has got the most 180s this week and he's only played 15 games.
57.
Yeah, definitely. It shows the calibre that he brought to Group A, doesn't it? May not have been the name that we thought would win it on Monday morning before a dart was thrown. Once he'd had a couple of games, we were looking at him and going,
128.
yeah, you're the real deal.
Yeah, you tend to get the most 180s from people who've played 23 or 25 games. What about another 170? Oh, that would have been ironic.
Yeah, it really would.
134.
What a good last start, though. So he's making Williams hit this 134.
Patrick, you require 134.
We don't often say this in the first game of a Saturday night, but this is a proper game. Now Archie knows that he's coming back. First thing he does is go to the table
86.
and ready
Archie, you
himself
require 36.
for a potential 3-1 lead.
Game.
Glorious shot at double
leg.
9.
Archie save.
3-1 lead, the first time he's had 3 legs. One against Williams this week. That is a good sign for him.
Fifth leg, it's Patrick to throw
I think
first.
another thing for Self is that
Game
he
on.
didn't drop into a group alongside his Berkshire County teammate, Paul Hogan. That would have been a bit of a head mess possibly for him. Or for Paul, it may be the way that Archie's playing here.
140.
Well, Berkshire on tour going to Hampshire.
Miles. Absolute mile. I don't know what air miles they get
40.
for that.
Be a minus, wouldn't it?
57.
It's a bit like you saying Dorset on tour. Next county over, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I can reach the border with a brick from here.
Oh, this board is taking a hammering. And Williams will not give up. After 9, he's on a very famous sporting number. But he might have to hit it.
140. Patrick, you require 147.
Just not going away, Archie Self.
57.
We have seen a 146 change somebody's fortune here this week. 164 is just a little bit more difficult.
42.
And what does Williams do here,
Patrick, you
Scott?
require 90.
I think he's got to go 20-20 ball, worst case scenario here. He'll go treble 20 now for double 5. Double 5 to get it back to 3-2.
85.
He's gone on the inside and he had to.
Archie require 122.
Self will now try and get a dart at the bull himself. Treble 18 is needed. Come underneath it.
82.
But he's left it handy again,
Patrick, you
so
require 5.
pressure applied to this 5.
This is why you need to practice these finishes. You never know when you might need one. He needs double 1, otherwise he might be down.
Game shot on
That's
the fifth
courageous.
leg. Patrick Williams.
We've seen 2 darts at double in that leg from Williams that were very impressive. On the 90 checkout, he didn't
throw first.
go defensive on the double 5. He went for it. He thought to himself, if I miss this low because I've gone for it, at least I can say I went for it. And then the double 1, he did get it. Wonderful shot.
He had the belief to get himself out of the mire that he put himself in. That's the secret with those shots with 5. And I have to say, he didn't jump about and celebrate it either. Because a lot of the times you think, oh, what's they doing that for? That's relief from a player when they start jumping around when they're hitting double 1 and double 2 after a few darts at a double. And he didn't do any of that. It was like, I knew that was going. That was mine. I was in the control. Wanders on up, just pops it out. Really good stuff from Williams.
57.
I think a lot of people hadn't seen Paddy play before this week. I've not come across anybody who wasn't impressed by him.
134.
Well, he's going to have to be impressive from here. Target's going to have to be 164 or better. Can he leave 170 again?
96.
He needs Self to make a mistake.
$59.
Gave that a good go, didn't he? He was a bit unlucky not to convert one of those trebles. What I liked about it, he didn't stray, he didn't panic, he didn't stray into the numbers either side. And he hit the big numbers and stayed straight.
Archie require 120.
Now he has to stay straight as well.
That's an incredibly impressive treble 18. However, where have we seen this before? Self did this in Group C. And now he needs it for 2 points in Group 1.
Game shot.
Double top maestro.
Archie.
That's why he's just beaten Paddy Williams in the first game of the night. And it's his first win against Williams this week. Talk about timing. The curse of Group A may just strike again because Williams has gone down by 2 legs in that very good game of darts. We'll be back with the first game from Group 2, and that is after the break.
Opening game of the night saw Archie Self get the better of Patrick Williams by 4 legs to 2, getting the job done with a Shanghai 120 finish. Next up, Sagadsky takes on Paul Hogan. Let's hear now from both players. Radek, first time here at the Super Series. How have you found it so far?
I really enjoy it.
In terms of your week, in terms of your performances, you played in Group A at the beginning of the week, then you played in Group B towards the end of the week. What was your first thoughts when you walked into the building on Monday morning?
Plan was getting the Saturday, but this is the actually first time I play 6 days in a row, so the last 2 days was really tough play on the late leg, but I still enjoy it.
So a little bit of tiredness in there going into the evening, just trying to get as much energy out as you possibly can?
Well, I treat them the same like the last 5 days, like just come and play the best, and we'll see what's happened.
How pleased have you been with the way that you've played so far this week, Radek?
Say again?
How pleased have you been with the way that you've played this week?
Yeah, I really like the stage, so that's my good performance, I said, all week. Steady darts, so I'm really happy with that.
How much would a win tonight mean? Obviously, you dropped off the Pro Tour at the end of 2025. Would this be a nice win just to get the confidence back a little bit?
Yes, it's helped, because when you lose the card, then you're thinking what's to do next, only challenge tour left, but because of this, you still have a chance to play more.
And crowding tonight, so it's a different type of tournament this evening. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, always the crowd is more fun.
Well, I wish you all the best, Radek. Good luck out there.
Thank you very much.
Paul, you like to make it rather dramatic for yourself. You don't like doing things the easy way. Got through Group B by the skin of your teeth. I suppose, more than anything, you're relieved to be here tonight, aren't you?
I am relieved to be here, to be honest. I always make it difficult for myself, but I always get through in the end. So, yeah, I'm really happy.
So just tell us a little bit about that one-game shootout against Steve Lennon from your perspective.
Well, I knew I had to go into that game and win it. And when I played my first game and I was 3-0 up, and then I started to think about it when Steve come back to 3-2 and he hit that big score to leave a shot, and I thought the 1-4-6 has got to go in, and it went for me. So yeah, I was happy.
And we saw a little bit of a get up and go about yourself. We saw a bit of a swagger about you on the stage in that game. Yeah, well, I had to. You know what I mean? I always believe in myself when I go up there. You know, I try my best. You know, and hopefully my A game comes out today. Into tonight, if you win this evening, it'd be your third weekly title. It puts you on a pedestal with some of the great players to have ever played here at the Super Series. And for yourself, it'd be a brilliant start to 2026, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. You know, I always try my best, you know, and yeah, it'd be great if I could win it again.
And a packed out crowd.
Yeah, it will be packed out. Yeah, because a lot of my friends are with Archie as well, so we play for the same county together. Yeah, he's my little protege.
So it's bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights. Yeah, hope so.
Well, go well. Wish you the best, Paul. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, cheers, Henry. Thank you.
It's going to be double 16. Oh, faithfully five. But he hasn't had an opportunity at all in this game.
Perfect first out, single 20 for double 18 for a 1-1-6 and a 3-1 lead.
Here's on the fourth way, Paul Hogan.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
On the sixth
Oh,
leg.
yes, indeed. And his first assignment of the night is Radek Sagadsky. It's game 2 of the evening, and in commentary, Paul Nicholson and Scott Mitchell.
One thing we love about Saturday nights is that you get 2 different stories leading into the semi-finals. So we put one book down when it comes to Group 1, and Archie Self is off to a very good start, winning 4-2. Now we go to something different in Group 2. And we have an England legend in Paul Hogan, up against a man who lives in Ireland but is someone who goes into Polish law when it comes to darts, because he's one of 3 Polish players who have won a PDC title, something that Hoagie actually hasn't done in his career, but that's by choice. So we have two players on the stage right now with differing levels of experience. If you put it together, wow, you've got something. But now we have to part them at the end of this match. And maybe Scott Mitchell, it's going to be in 7 legs because the last couple of nights, these two have served up 4 threes twice.
Game on.
Yeah, and the telling factor of that is the one that had the darts got the number 4. So with
60.
Sagadsky here leading off, you would say it's advantage him.
100.
Didn't work for Paddy Williams. Maybe that curse of Group A will strike again. And the only way we stop talking about it is if somebody actually wins from a Group A winning position. But Hogan has won on a Saturday night twice. And one of them was when he just squeaked through Group B. That was a very famous Friday night he had with Devin Peterson, and he would end up
81.
beating Peterson in the end. So Hogan knows it's just about getting to Saturday. Now, fresh slate.
Got a feeling, if I remember rightly, I was here that night as well.
85.
Woe betide me being Paul Hogan's lucky charm. Dear, dear, dear.
If you are, you're going to be here every time he's here.
100.
Even if I'm not on comms, I'll have to sit in the car outside with Ange and the dog.
100.
Hogan is first to a finish. And it's a very, very manageable one. Sagadsky will not be far behind.
100.
In fact, he's in a better position now.
Require 116.
That's a great lie for a 60. And a double 18 that he loves.
Game shot on the first leg.
Picture perfect. But there's form for that in his long, illustrious career.
Second leg is Paul to throw
he
first.
loves to stack those darts on top of each other. And he loves double 18 more than most.
Yeah, we all know that's his go-to double. I think he's probably had us all on that double 18 at some point or another in the last 20 years.
Oh, yeah. He also hit a 9-darter with his England shirt on that
60.
double.
Yeah, he always goes 45-36 on the 141. Again, he's another 9-dart king. I think he's at one at an England game.
95.
I was actually the next game on, and I was still in the lavatory. He was starting the last leg against Alan Suter.
140.
Scotland captain at the time, and I went off to the lavatory, and the next thing I know, I hear my name being called, and Hogan hit a 9. Everybody had cleared the stage.
So you had that unenviable
41.
position of saying, did I miss anything?
Yeah, correct.
81.
Sagadsky hasn't missed a great deal over the last couple of days. He did win Group B after being second in A. That's a pretty steady week.
140.
But Hogan looks at it. Not necessarily out of the blocks really fast. He just looks like he's in an efficient mood.
140. Paul, you require 130.
That's probably the worst dart he's thrown so far.
Yeah, and he's disappointed because he knows better. He'll come down to the treble 19.
40.
It's a
Radek, you
single
require
19, but
80.
he's lost his advantage here.
Yeah, it's not only Mervyn King that goes this way. Radek does too.
69.
But
Paul,
it
you require
does
90.
have its perils.
Yeah, massively risky for me.
Bullseye for Hogan.
51.
The 11
Radek, you
sections had a
require
lot to say
11.
about this leg.
It really has.
9.
Well, this is a massive
Well, you require
opportunity to hold his
39.
throw here for Hogan. Is Sagadsky caught in the moment a little bit here in early doors? Double 16 then for Hoagie.
Game shot on the
Takes it
second
out.
leg.
He needs no second invitation. He'll wonder how he got to go is what he'll do.
Third leg, it's Radek to throw first.
But he'd
Game
be pleased
on.
that he did.
The greatest players in the world don't believe in darting luck. But every now and again, you might get a slice of it. Scary thing for everybody else is if Hogan gets off to a very strong start tonight, he will believe that a third weekly title for him is destiny. And that would put him in a new bracket of players that have won 3 weekly titles here. There are people who haven't even won one, like Carl Wilson. First 180 of this game goes to the pole.
60.
And that's how he wins this game. He keeps Hogan away from the doubles.
125.
His fight what he does from here on in. He needs to stop Hogan getting a go for the next couple of legs and then hope that when Hogan does get a go after that,
40.
He's feeling a bit
Radic,
ring
you
rusty.
require 96.
The outer ring.
I think you might have just stumbled on a new ubiquitous term in the
60.
sport. Outer ring rust. That one's yours.
I had to come up with something. Been doing it long enough.
100. Radic, you require 36.
Sagadsky does love double 16, but he's not going to go
Yeah,
4 for
he's on in the
double
third
16 in
leg.
this
Radic
case here.
Sagadsky.
He is going to find Hogan's favourite after Hogan had found his favourite.
Fourth leg, it's Paul to throw first.
Yeah, I've been watching
Game
social
on.
media lately, and apparently you're not allowed to say 1 up, 1 in anymore. Because it's not a thing. If you say 1 up, it means you're throwing the dart deliberately away. Yes, I know. It's quite hilarious.
81.
I'm going to plead the 5th on that one.
66.
I can hand on heart tell you, when I went for double top to win the World Championship, I threw the first one up and away. It was too nervy a double
26.
to start smashing straight at it and not knowing what your arm was going to do.
The greatest players of all time, people who've won at Lakeside like Scott, they know about the imaginary
85.
double on the outside. That range that you have of about a centimetre that allows you to make the double bigger because of the first dart. Hogan knows all about this.
45.
He's been around for 35 years.
Yeah, we both remember when he had dark hair and a tash.
Absolutely
60.
right. And no glasses. He made his Lakeside debut 12 years before Luke Littler was born.
100.
That puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
It sure does.
140.
Great 140 from Radic. Now, where's he going to go on the 150 now that he has to hit it? He'll think in his own mind that he has to hit it. Everybody saw that 146 last night from Hogan. That makes 154 very
98.
similar.
Paul, you require 154.
2 trebles knitted together for a double of your choosing. And he didn't get to double 17 this time.
I've got to say, if I'd have hit the first, I'd have gone for the second.
Radic,
Because
you require 52.
you wouldn't have been getting any more darts at a double, you wouldn't feel.
20.
Oh, Radic. That could be costly.
Paul, you require 96.
Hogan has 2 plans here. Plan A is double 18 to win the leg. Plan B is double 18 to leave a double. Plan A. Not executed, but did move the wire.
His eyes would have lit
Radic,
up
you
like
require
dinner plates when that
32.
first treble 20 went in, knowing he left his favourite double.
Game shot in the
But
fourth
you have
leg.
to say,
Radic
Sagadsky did exactly the same by leaving double 16 in the previous visit, because he put 2 on the wire exactly
Fifth leg,
the
it's
same as
Radic to throw
Hogan.
first.
Hoagie's now
Game on.
being left to ponder what could have been.
You and I said that Radic needed to keep Hogan away from the doubles to get back to 2-2. He wasn't able to do that. But there's a little bit of fine print at the bottom of that statement. He could still miss and I could still hit.
25.
Yeah, he definitely dodged the bullet there, and now Hogan's gone in. He's carried the mental scar of missing double 18 with him into the first visit, which again is a cardinal sin for a dart player.
100.
And now he's allowed Sagadsky to head off into the sunset in this leg.
We have 2 very different players here. someone who is swimming in a pool of negativity all of a
100.
sudden, and Sagadsky, who shows about as much emotion as a chess piece.
81.
Good
140.
It's a great one, in fact. But Sagadsky is more than a dart ahead.
60.
But that could have been a lot better.
$60. Radek, you require 120.
Looked more than that from here.
It really did. Tops.
100.
That is not a good dart at tops. If we'd have played spot the treble, we would have said dart 3 in the previous visit was a treble, but Anton, our referee, had the best
60.
possible place to see it.
20.
And it ultimately has cost Hogan this leg. Potentially.
He thought that was in, yeah. He stepped in. Somebody say step in.
Game
he
shot
stepped
in the
in.
fifth leg.
And he's hit
Sagadsky.
double 10 and goes 3-2. 3 legs on the bounce
Six
for
leggers, pulls it
Sagadsky
reversed.
now.
Game on.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen Radek do the hokey cokey. He was in, he was out, and then he was out, and then he was in. But this was always going to be tight, this game, based on the 2 they had in Group B. Some people, when they play each other, it just feels like it's always going to be close. And there might be 16 years between these two. But essentially, they're from the same sort of generation. And they're playing at a very similar pace.
Yeah, they are. Pace suits each other fine. I did see a sign in the crowd saying, Carl Williams, Berkshire number 1. Well, I've got to say, Carl, you must be damn good because we got Hogan and Archie Self here. So I look forward to seeing you when you get here.
36.
I just wonder if that's a little bit of reverse psychology for the Berkshire on tour mob tonight, saying that, oh, Berkshire's best player's not actually here.
100.
So why don't you go and prove why you think you are?
I don't think they're on tour. They're on tour. I don't think they're far enough away from home to have tour at the end of the Berkshire bit. It's Berkshire on tour.
Yeah, you can't be on tour if you can realistically get a taxi home. That is not a good visit for Radek. That could have been so much better.
Double treble visit here from Hogan would be an absolute delight. A treble visit
100
would have been a dream.
Radek, require 156.
What a time that would have been to find your biggest finish of the week.
60. Paul, you require 80.
Now Hogan needs one of those middle finishes. The key shots to stay alive. Every leg counts in the group. He may just pay for that.
60.
It was a 96 finish that cost Hogan a third leg. Now a 96 finish might cost Hogan the match.
Game shot.
He finishes it, and Radek Sagadsky on debut here this week has found his way to a 4-2 victory against Hoagie, who is going to be up against it when he comes back in a couple of games' time against Lewis Gurnie. But Radek Sagadsky, he wouldn't be the first Polish winner here at the Live Lounge, but he'd like to get his name on the rostrum a little bit later on. Off to a flyer, 4-2 against Hogan.
How are we, ladies and gentlemen?
So we're 2 games down on this Saturday night here at the Live Lounge in Porto. Before the break, Reddit Sagadsky came back from 2-0 behind to get the better Paul Hogan by 4 legs to 2. Archie Self and Carl Wilson will get underway in a couple of moments' time. A few days ago, it was announced that Owen Binks is going to be the next top-level official within the PDC system. He takes over from George Noble following the end of a 20-year stellar career at the highest level. Owen was the first referee here at what was then the Online Darts Live League back in May 2021. He's been an ever-present here ever since. However, we say goodbye to him in a refereeing capacity, at least anyway. Owen, great to see you. He joins us here in the studio now. First of all, many congratulations. Just tell us the process and tell us where the phone call came about, where you were, and what the process was to kind of get you in the position where you're in now.
You're making me a little bit emotional there, Henry, talking like that. So the process of me getting the PDC job, or here?
As in for what? Where were you when you found out you were going to get the gig?
It was about 6 months ago. I've had the conversation a while. It was obviously a job, a dream job that I always wanted. And I was told to be patient for many years, which you know me quite well. Sometimes I'm not the most patient of people. But I try to, keep my mouth shut, other than obviously when I'm calling the scores, and just get on with my job. And I was waiting for that moment. And then it finally came. I found out about 6 months ago. But it's never guaranteed, is it? You don't know what's around the corner. So until I'm on stage calling on the big stage, I still don't really believe it in a way. It's mad.
Are you allowed to say when your first one is?
Yeah, so I'm refereeing a Euro Tour in a couple of weeks, the first Euro Tour of the year in Poland, and then I'm doing the Nottingham Premier League. So yeah, I can't wait. I think the UK Open's just before that as well, so buzzing.
It's, I suppose, a lifetime's ambition coming to fruition, isn't it?
Literally, as a 10-year-old, I wanted to be a ref. I don't know why. I didn't want to be a player. I was always focused on the likes of George Noble, and I cannot believe that I am. You can't really replace George, can you? But I'm going to do as good as I can to be the new 4th referee. Mad.
Are you going to miss this place?
I am, honestly. I think our producer will have the stats, but I think it's over 6,000 games that I've refereed since we started at the Live League. Like, it's literally a home for me. Well, it is a home, isn't it? I literally live here now. So I'm going to miss it, of course. That's why I was nearly getting emotional, Henry, talking to you at the start here, and you say all that. But yeah, I can't believe it. I'm going to miss this place. But I'm not leaving, am I? I'm still here, being part of it as a spotter, if they'll have me.
I'm just hearing in my ear that...
They're not going to keep me as a spotter?
Yeah, this is your... No.
Right.
No, but on behalf of all of us, many congratulations. And look, the one thing the Super Series has provided is a platform for people. Obviously, we saw what happened with Charlie Courstefine. Obviously, you and him both came at the same time. He's doing similar things yourself. We've seen it in the commentary department as well, where we've seen people go off and fly, I suppose, the Super Series nest and go and do some amazing things in the game. And I suppose you're the latest on the list. What is it about the Super Series that allows people to flourish and allows people to reach the pinnacle of the game?
I think for me, I've sort of learnt my trade here. I've called so many legs. And it's the same with the commentators, just so many matches, and hopefully your next pal.
I'm here for life. I'm here for life.
I'll be seeing you at the World soon, hopefully, mate. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an amazing place, a brilliant stage. We've gone from a box room to this stage, and then look, you got sell out tonight. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. And Charlie's gone through it. I've gone through it. So many players have gone through it. Glenn Durran's gone through it. And as I say, maybe your next pal.
We'll see. Owen, thank you for popping up to the studio. Let's get into our next game. Right, you better get out of here because we got some spots. Right, let's get into our next game then, and let's hear now from the players involved. Carl, into Saturday night again. Thursday you must have been really pleased with. Friday it was a case of getting the job done.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Thursday I played really well and I was over the moon. And yesterday I knew get a couple of wins should secure me through, and wasn't feeling too great, so I put a lot of effort into the first 2 games to try and get the job done to get through to Saturday night.
So has today been a case of just trying to conserve as much energy as possible going into tonight? Mention the fact that you're a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, had a nice chilled morning, tried to get a bit of a lay-in and chilled day, and hopefully conserve enough energy for tonight because you're going to need it.
In terms of the numbers, in terms of the performances, you must have been really pleased, particularly with what you did on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely. I've always put so much pressure on myself on hitting this and hitting that, and I just come here with the attitude of whatever happens, just get over that winning line. I didn't worry about how well I was playing, and it seemed to relax me a bit and go pretty well, to be fair.
You're knocking on the door. A couple of semi-finals in the past, but I suppose now the expectation goes a little bit further than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'm not here to make numbers up. I want to win this trophy as much as anyone else out there. So I need to get my head down and get over that winning line in the final.
And a great opportunity for yourself if you were to go on a win this week.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've got the game in me. Everyone's starting to see that I've got the game in me regularly now. So now it's time to perform it up on that fantastic stage.
Because obviously we've seen what you've done in the ADC. I suppose this would be another feather in the cap, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it'd top it off for me. I've been watching this for years now, and I've always wanted to play on the stage. I'm fortunate enough to play on it now. Now I want to win it.
Right, go well. Wish you the best, Carl. Good luck out there.
Thank you very much.
Bullseye. Bada bing, bada boom. Just like that. Double 10 for Wilson. Right in the heart. He protects his throw immediately. This. That'll do.
It's Carl Wilson up against Archie Self, and watching on in commentary is Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
Interesting times ahead as we go back to Group 1 this time. Sagadsky off to a fantastic start in Group 2. He will return in Game 6 against Lewis Gurnie. But the situation here is very simple for Archie Self. After winning his first game of the night by 4-2 against Paddy Williams, he will guarantee qualification into the semi-finals again if he takes 3 legs off. This guy, 36 years of age, from Royal Tunbridge Wells, just on the border of Kent and East Sussex on the south coast of England. And there's confirmation that Archie needs 3 legs to be in the final 4 of week number 3. But he would like to get a second win to make sure he's got the darts in the first semi-final. If Wilson wins 4-0, he will be through with a game to spare, and that would not be good news for Paddy Williams, would it, Scott?
No, not at all. Not at all. But it could mean that we have a shootout, which is what I kind of mentioned at the top of the show. It could happen.
We've got a lot of signs in the air from an audience that is very boisterous. And when we were on the stage at the top of the show, Scott, I was getting Champions Night vibes. It was that kind of buzz out there tonight. And considering we've got so much choice
First leg
these days as to what sport to watch,
Game
take
on.
it from us, folks. Darts is on the end of everybody's tongue these days.
It really is. It's right up there with all the top
100.
sports, isn't it? And as a spectator sport, I believe on the generic
45.
boxes people have under their TVs, it is the second most viewed sport, only behind football.
100.
And Wilson using these slightly smaller standard flights.
41.
Has done ever since he first came here. Wearing the shirt that, yes, it does look like a Ferrari.
140.
That is nothing to do with it. But if he can speed up and be very efficient through the gears tonight, it could be the first weekly title that he
86.
desperately
Archie,
craves.
161.
But he's off to a very slow start, and he's up against someone who is flying already.
99.
His tail is up, confidence is there. So I was mentioning to Henry yesterday about
100.
Could that
Archie
have been a
requires
25 and
62.
took him the other side of 60 for an easy single to double
22.
combo.
I see your point, and I just wonder if he would have done that if Wilson was a little closer. Maybe he thought he had so much time. I'll just go for the treble
44.
anyway.
Archie
Yeah, on
requires
81,
40.
even if you hit the ball, it's still 31. It's still a single to double combo.
Yeah. Well, there you go, just like buses. He hasn't missed tops tonight until then, and he missed it 3 times. Isn't it strange how
90.
during the
Archie
week he
required
looks like he
20.
was under pressure, and tonight he looks relaxed?
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Game shot on the first leg.
And while he's
Archie
relaxed
serve.
and composed, those sorts of things continue to happen.
Second leg, it's Carl to throw first. Game on.
There's something in his name, isn't there? It's not about his age. It's about his talent and that name.
60.
I can imagine us doing a feature with him about selfies.
Archie selfies.
134.
Exactly. There's something in that. If he wins enough to get a marketing department later in his career,
131.
don't be surprised if he's in a commercial or two. And the world champion this morning was on a commercial for a very famous soft drink that is
60.
made in Atlanta, Georgia. This sport is different now.
Yeah, very much is. And this young man I've known for a while. Archie has
95.
been playing county darts for a while, so I knew him through that, and then obviously through my former duties as England captain.
85.
He was in the England youth side. You tend to, even though you're the men's captain, you tend to go around and give the youngsters a bit of a G up.
137.
Tell them not to worry. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen, but he's one that's just gone on and on from there.
Oh, here comes the pressure. And if Wilson doesn't take out 78, the pain may follow. Double 12.
54.
He's going to pay for that.
Archie required
Yeah.
42.
He's done that on a few occasions, that 78.
Game
Wow,
shot.
what a shot that is.
Archie save.
First things first, I'm flabbergasted he didn't go 2 for tops. But it just goes to show that he's got a plan
Third
B.
leg, it's Archie to throw
And
first.
it's worked a treat. He needs
Game on.
one more leg to be in the final 4.
93.
And he's the sort that would know about that as well. He knows he's one of those that works out the permutations. I used to be able to work them out when I was younger. Now I need a message from down in the dungeon to let me know. My head's frazzled.
Look on the bright side if you are Wilson. You're 2-0 down. But with his
96.
experience of Saturday nights and ADC Championship Tour finals here as well, because he was here in October for that.
100.
He knows that if he loses this game, his next one would simply be a shootout.
96.
But it would be against Paddy Williams.
I'm a big believer in Carl's ability, and I don't care what happens to him this evening. I still think he's going to have a big 2026. I really do. I think he'll go places.
135.
Does it say something that he's here tonight? And there are ADC tournaments happening this weekend.
134.
He's here.
Oh, you require 145.
He wants this title. But what we have here is an opportunity for Self to be the first man into the semi-finals. And he's missed that opportunity. Now Wilson can keep him away from that chance.
60.
And I believe he will.
Well, his doubles have not been brilliant so far. And Self gets another chance. He wasn't ready. That's maturity in a nutshell. He wasn't ready for dart 3, so he pressed pause. Then when he was ready, he hits it and he's into the semis.
Game on.
This is really, really good news for Paddy Williams.
95.
Self wins. Forget about permutations now. It's just a shootout with Wilson to make it into the semi-finals with Self.
100.
That's the ideal situation for game number 5 for the man from Liverpool.
I don't want to sound like Gary Anderson,
56.
but if there's any youngsters out there, this is the kid you want to be watching on YouTube. Watch what he's doing.
60.
Because he can play, and he can win, and he can do it live.
42.
And he can do it against very impressive players, of which Wilson is definitely that.
91.
Some weekly champions, they do lose their first or second game quite heavily, but have the last laugh.
132.
I don't see any panic in the demeanour of Carl Wilson right now because he knows everything that goes on here.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree.
80.
He wouldn't mind hitting a double.
84.
Just to get his confidence
Archie
going in
require
that department, because so
170.
far it hasn't been great in that department. And the shot was on. That would have been the ideal way to rubber stamp your semi-final place.
Well, with Patrick Williams
98.
actually having done it to
you
him on
require
Tuesday, it would
92.
be a bit of a back at you to have achieved it on Saturday night.
Game shot on the fourth
Good
leg.
stuff from Wilson.
That might just do him the world of good.
Under the cosh, wasn't he?
Fifth leg, it's Archie to throw first. Game on.
He puts Wilson in the corner.
60.
Yeah, Wilson is usually out to sea on his own. Well, this one is not like a fish out of water.
120.
It's unfortunate. That last dart got cast away.
$131.
I think it's a big thing he's hit a double in this game. Imagine if he'd lost 4-0 after missing so many darts at the outer ring. Then there's just that little seed of doubt
55.
going into game 2. What if he gets another leg? Then another one.
91.
Then Paddy Williams is thinking, oh, not this.
Yeah, you can't start thinking too far ahead, can you? And in situations like this, you've got to go one leg at a time, one throw at a time, and even break it down to sort of 6 darts at a time and making sure you hit 4 trebles out of 6. It's a crazy game, but that's sometimes how you have to think.
We had a game on Monday morning for debutant this week from Norway, Lars-Erik Lindgren. 3-0 up, cruising. Ended up losing by 4 legs to 3.
Archie, you require
Wouldn't win a game the rest of the day.
130.
But this is to win this game. He doesn't get to the ball. Let's see if
44.
Wilson does.
Oh, you require 127.
Needs a treble. Needs a single. Needs a double.
111. Archie require
Just
86.
starting to get a head of steam up, isn't he, Wilson?
Bull. Not to be.
48.
And Wilson could inch
Oh, you
closer.
require 16.
He pops this out for a breaker throw. 1 dart left.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Now the Wilson fans are getting into it now. He's on throw. The
Sixth
word
leg is Carl
likely
to throw
springs to
first.
mind. He's
Game
likely
on.
to go 3-3 here. He is playing his way into this match.
I think he was talking differently as well in his interview with Henry.
100.
I've seen most of his interviews before he plays on Saturday nights. It's usually full of smiles, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
121.
One of, I'd like to win. It would feel great to win. But his demeanour tonight was, I want to win.
57.
And almost getting close to, I need to win.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. That's a great spot.
60.
I think he's right. I think he does need to win here this year. I think he needs to take that next step.
82.
Otherwise, you will be pigeonholed as someone who constantly makes Saturdays but doesn't get the medal.
140.
You don't want that, I can assure you. You don't want that.
No. There are some great players who have not won on a Saturday night yet. They used to say that about Neil Duff. And when he broke his duck, he couldn't stop winning.
58.
This game has been living in the mid-80s for averages. But it could have been over. It's very far from over.
100.
Self has a decision here.
95.
Does he go bold and brave, or does he go 25 route? He goes 25 route. Single to bullseye.
70.
He's getting closer. He's had 2 match darts at the bullseye. Both have missed. What a marker that is. Used it perfectly, tops. That's class. As soon as he hits that single 16, the way his darts behave,
7th
that
and
treble
leg. It's
doubled in
Archie to throw
size.
first.
But the best dart
Game
of
on.
the bunch was the tops. And Paddy Williams has got a nightmare on his hands, potentially.
And I have to say, he did that on Thursday.
140.
The very same shot.
Yeah. $81.
Just a reminder, if you are just joining us on Pluto TV, live and free from the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, if Archie Self wins this leg, he will win Group 1. And then it'll be a shootout between Williams and Wilson in game number 5 to see who joins him from this group. We'll go back to Group 2 next. That's Paul Hogan and Lewis Gurnie, the only player we have not seen throw tonight yet. Old school darts here from Archie Self. 2-1 after 9.
Yeah, the old school
45.
15 dart leg. Ton. 101 out.
65.
Make of that what you will. Is that about leaving 136? Or is it because he wanted to go for 96 to lead tops? Well, that's changed because of what
Archie
Wilson's just done in the 19s.
136.
Can't get 96. He can get an
60.
incredible 60.
Oh, you require
If Wilson hits this,
144.
his confidence is going to rocket. Oh, behave. Everybody was holding their breath on the South Coast right there.
96.
That could have been a shuddering moment for more than
Archie
one person
requires
in this place.
76.
But Self gets a chance to win 2 out of 2 in Group 1. More match darts. This time not at the bull.
Back yourself, young man. You've got to back yourself. That's a nervy dart. And you can see where that one bounced off the wire. It's left a big
48.
indent. You can see it in our camera shot. That is unlucky.
Double 16 for Wilson. And he gets a bounce, which you could only dream of. How on earth did that go in? Archie Self had match darts in 3 of the legs when he was 3 legs in. And Wilson has survived to win 4 of the 7. He's not through yet, but Archie Self is. And now it's time to go back to group number 2. Carnage ensuing here in Portsmouth.
So here we go then. We're at the midway point of the group stage action, and before the break, Carl Wilson got the better of Archie Self for free. Archie got the 3 legs he needed to qualify. Carl Wilson's put himself in control of his fate. Next up, Paul Hogan and Lewis Gurnie. Let's hear from Lewis now. Lewis, got the job done yesterday. Really good campaign for yourself on Friday. When push came to shove, you really delivered, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, compared to Thursday, played a little bit better and just got the rubber of the green. So yeah, I was really happy with Friday.
What do you feel like improved on Friday compared to Thursday?
I was a little bit more consistent and the doubles were a lot better. So yeah, that's probably what got me over the line in the end.
Into another Saturday night. This has become a bit of a regular occurrence for you now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I missed out on 1 last year. So I think 3 out of 4. So that's not too bad a return. So hopefully can kick on a couple more than last time. So yeah, who knows.
Last time it was a semi-final for yourself. Is it fair to say you feel like you're playing knocking on the door now?
Yeah, I suppose so. Like I said to you earlier in the week, I feel comfortable down here, so hopefully it's only a matter of time.
Stage on Saturday becomes a bigger one because we've got a crowd in, we've got people in. Does that change the dynamic for yourself too?
Yeah, it probably puts a little bit more pressure on, but I normally play well on a Saturday night, so yeah, fingers crossed for tonight.
What would winning one of these mean to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, like I said to you, I think last time I was here, quite a few of my mates have been up here and done really well and won, so I'd just like to emulate something they did as well. So yeah, who knows?
Bit of bragging rights.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the very best, Lewis. Go well out there. Good luck.
Cheers, Henry.
And Lewis Gurnie can go through with a win here against Paul Hogan. He has to win to Crocodile Dundee to stay in the race to qualify through. Let's hand over to Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
Hate to say we told you so, but at the top of the show, we did mention that tonight could be a long one because of lots of games going tight. 2 games that have gone 6 legs, and then that 7-leg thriller between Carl Wilson and Archie Self. What will the next chapter bring? Paul Hogan is hoping to put himself back in the mix. At the age of 62, he really would like to be the oldest winner of a weekly title here in Portsmouth. But this lad, 24 years of age, the same age as Paddy Williams, England international from Lancing. If he beats Hogan, he will send Hogan home. But that's what Hogan can do with the last game in the group for him. If he can stop this man in his tracks and get himself a very wide win, he'll be through to another semi-final. And he's getting used to having his back against the wall in this place, Scott.
Yeah, he is. Two very different characters. Both my former England teammates. And as captain, I didn't need to speak to Hogan. He knew the job in hand. He'd look at me and go, "Don't worry, skipper, leave it with me." And off he'd go. With Lewis, I would have to just remind him what I wanted from him.
70.
So I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Good. As long as we're on the same wavelength. Yes, skipper, we're all good. I love doing the England job because you had to work out who needed an arm round them to stop them feeling glum and who needed a kick up the what's it to keep them where they needed to be.
100.
Man management, I think they call it. They say that Harry Redknapp was one of the best in the business at doing that with football teams.
100.
Any team game is the same.
But this is individual. And in that practice room, they've only got themselves. You might think you've got some allies during the week. Saturday night, you're on your own.
And when you're up there, it's a lonely place, Nico, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
41.
You might as well be in that soundproof booth that was very famous alongside the Gunge tank on other Saturday nights about 30 years ago.
60.
Yeah, very much so.
It's a bit of a slow start here for Lewis Gurnie.
60.
But what he can take from that visit is that he's not throwing poorly, it's just not hitting trebles yet.
When he started stringing game after game together last night,
91.
it wasn't that he was averaging massively. He was doing exactly what he needed to do. He kind of played the way that his opponent played. He didn't try to go up there and like blow them out of the water and lead them on 300 like your Tommy Morris-like character is just attack, attack, attack. He was doing it in a way where he was going, do you know what?
58.
I know I'm playing all right here. I only need to be one dart better than you, and that's all I'm going to be. And that's what he was doing last night.
Yeah, that's known as beat the score darts.
60. Paul, you
You
require
get 60,
40.
I'll get 85. You get 85, I'll get a ton. If you don't hit this, I'll get the 122.
Game
but he
shot on
does.
the first leg. Paul Hogan.
This is the thing about Saturday nights.
Second
and
leg is
these
Lewis to throw first.
back against the
Game
wall
on.
moments. You've just won the first leg. If you lose this leg, you know exactly what you've got to do. You've got to win the next 3. But if you go 2-0 up, you've still got that little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and as a player,
60.
when things start to go wrong for you in a longer format, you can change a few things. You can stand half a foot further to the right or to the left and try that.
100.
You can try standing back an inch from the oche and try that to try and find your range. With this best of 7, the crowd being on top of you,
60.
all those little tricks seem to go by the wayside. And the only thing you end up trying to do is either throw a bit quicker or a bit slower. You forget the other little tricks
43.
that you have in your repertoire as a player that have worked in the past anywhere else. But for some reason here, this tight, compact atmosphere, you forget all those little tricks.
60.
So well said. Because if you are too nervous or too much of a cat in headlights, everything that you can do when you're
60.
comfortable, automatically it's not part of your arsenal. If you've got all of that experience and that know-how and the previous wins like Hogan's got, he'll remember the things that he can do when he's under pressure. He can remember to breathe deeply. He knows how to handle it, whereas someone as young as Lewis might be a little bit more green around the gills.
98.
Even as a former international.
Yeah, and his wife is in the crowd tonight. Sat there right at the front. I have to say, she's seen all this before.
130. Lewis require 100.
I'm wondering who's got the dog tonight.
Oh, that's glorious from Gurnie. He's got plenty in his corner tonight.
Third leg
and
is
Hogan
Paul
has to
throw
be
first.
perfect from here.
Game on.
If he wants to get through automatically.
A wry smile as the cheers went out for Lewis
60.
Gurnie.
Well, my fractions are okay, but maybe not as good as some
100.
mathematicians. But I reckon he's got about a quarter of the audience tonight.
Yeah, but we remember from our county days, though, don't we? When somebody gets a leg against you and half the room goes against you.
1-0.
And then you think, oh yeah, some days if that's the way you want it. It keeps you on it. It can make you play. And another day,
85.
it can fold you like a kitten.
Absolutely right. Good turn there from Hogan. Seems to be forgetting about his old nickname these days of Crocodile Dundee. He's just going with Hoagie.
60. Paul, you require 161.
Do whatever he wants from 161. Now what do you do? That's a beautiful marker for another 60.
I think he said, go for it. I think he was, I saw I lip read. I'm sure I lip read, go for it. Can't believe you had to think about it.
Oh, how things can change. In 15 seconds, this leg has changed. And it might change again. Tops.
It's the old 2 straight ones and back yourself.
60.
And it doesn't go right on the
Lewis
wire.
requires 76.
You have to say Gurnie has played his way in with that 180.
Oh, that first start was yuck.
26. Call you require 20.
That is the dart that everybody hates on that checkout. The one where you don't leave the single to double combination anymore. It's double 5. He hates that dart. And he hates that one even more.
17.
He absolutely.
Lewis should require 50.
I think being a farmer, I can call that. Both visits have been pig's ears.
Big dart at double 16, which he finds.
Third leg. Lewis Gurnie.
He's getting too many chances. Hogan is not putting him away. But here's the
Fourth leg,
thing.
it's Lewis to throw first. Game on.
Lewis might be putting Paul away now. I just wonder, you know, he's got
100.
big ambitions in this sport, has Lewis. He's not related to Daryl Gurney, but I'm sure having that name does come with a little bit of exterior pressure from some places.
100.
It's like if your name is Taylor, automatically think, oh, you got the same name as the greatest player of all time. Well, Lewis has got the same surname as a 2-time major champion.
100.
Paul Hogan goes round saying that's not a knife most of his life.
$100. $83.
Gurney surviving this game with an 80 average this week. His average has just been shy of 80. He's not playing his best darts, but he's
41.
grinding. His doubles just a little under 33%, so he's not playing his best stuff, but he's still here and he's leading this game. Now we see how he reacts to situational
60.
pressure.
Yeah, very much so, and this is what he's been doing, particularly yesterday. He had a couple of games like this before he started to take off, did Lewis Gurney.
Lewis should require 158.
It's funny, isn't it? His full name is
40.
actually a former PDC major fixture. Lewis Gurney.
Yeah,
Adrian
absolutely.
against Daryl.
Absolutely.
It's like he was born to be a next-gen dart player.
60.
And he could be
Lewis
3-1
require
up.
118.
That's not a good dart. And neither is that. That was a huge deflection.
Yeah, massive. But because the first dart was so low in the board,
50.
segments are smaller there, and it
We
makes it look
require
bigger than it actually
140.
was.
Look on the bright side. 12 points is better than 5.
Yeah, exactly right.
Is this getting away from Hogan now?
100.
It very
Lewis
much
require
looks like it.
68.
He's done all he can to leave it. He's got a glimmer of hope. That's a good recovery
Games on the
and an
fourth
excellent
leg.
finish.
Lewis Gurney.
This is what he was doing yesterday. He'd make a mistake and then get himself
Fifth leg
out
is
of
Paul
it.
to throw first. Game on.
Hogan can't believe it. There were times when he went trouble this there in that last leg that he was approaching the board slower than a Tesla with a flat battery.
39.
Sometimes, as ex-players, and current players, of course, we hope that players on the stage do not see
41.
how a checkout is taken. Because if you see how Lewis Gurney took like 4 there, it feels like the world is against you.
100.
However, if you don't see it, ignorance is bliss. You still lose the leg, but you don't have that extra saltiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
60.
Hoagie, when he was going slow to the board, he wasn't trying to put anybody off. It was disappointment in his own game.
87.
Last night I noticed that at times he would go over to the table and face the other way. When the crowd's in, you kind of don't want to risk doing that, do you?
60.
So it's a situation maybe that Hoagie can't kind of ignore what's going on the board, because that's what he does like to do. You hit the nail on the head there.
23.
Hogan hasn't hit much there. Gurney could recover in this leg. Looks like he will. It's going to be on level terms.
100.
In fact, he's going to be better off. That is a gift to have, to be able to do that with dart 3. He's a bit puffy around the cheeks as Lewis Gurnie. He's sensing an opportunity now of getting through with a game to spare. Now, I don't think he wants to get through via the Sagadsky game. He wants to get through by winning this leg or a subsequent one.
Yeah, this is his opportunity. You can see that now. He's rushing in behind Hogan to try and get in there and get it done. He wants to get on with the job.
85. Lewis require 100.
He's just hit a patch here where, well, it's just so unusual.
Well, that was an interesting play. Decided not to go for 2 double tops.
Paul, you require 107.
So Hogan still has outs, but he doesn't have many. Now he's got no hope. It's all in the hands of Gurnie,
52.
who could send the only weekly winner left out.
Game shot and the match.
Gurnie
Lewis Gurnie
puts Paul Hogan on the shelf. Hogan lost earlier on to Radek Sagadsky by 4 legs to 2. This time it's worse. And Lewis Gurnie, when he returns in game 6, it will be a game to signify who wins group number 2. But next, we've got another match from group 1.
Welcome back. Before the break, Gurnie got the better Paul Hogan by 4-1 to send him and Sagadsky through. Game 5 is a meeting between Carl Wilson and Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams needs to win and win by a scoreline. In commentary, Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
You're not wrong, Henry. Wilson will be through with 3 legs in the bank. And that's exactly what Archie Self needed against him earlier tonight. As for Williams, he's had a long wait since that 4-2 loss to Archie in the first game of the evening, and he now firmly has his back against the wall. He's got to win by 4-2 or better, and that would put Wilson out, even though he won his first game against Self. So in Group 1, it's a bit more intricate. In Group 2, it's very simple. The next game between Gurnie and Sagadsky will be to see who wins that group, but they're already through.
Game on.
There's only one more spot available in the semi-finals, and it is between these two. As each leg goes by, we'll keep you up to date with the permutations.
135.
Wilson, does he start as favourite in this one because he's got the darts, Scott?
I think he possibly
50.
does, and the fact that he won his last game where Paddy lost it as well. As we went back to the start of the night, I said it's very difficult to open up the night and very difficult to throw
45.
first. So I see winning Group A as a slight disadvantage in that first game. Now he's had to wait 4 games before this one, or another 3 games before this one. And you're just chomping at the bit to get back out there. And I think that could be the reason why Group A winners come so few and far between.
140.
Wilson's feeling it. He had a very slow start in his previous game, but he's not having a slow start here.
77.
The amount of wiggle room that Paddy's got is very small. And it will get even smaller if he loses this first leg.
130.
Going back to that scenario, I'd be interested to know how many people actually start in Group A and then go on to Group B and C and then go on to win.
100.
That would be an
require
interesting stat for me.
That is something we tend to do going into Champions Week.
Game shot in the first leg.
Wilson
Wilson
is making this look very, very difficult for Williams now, who's very
Second leg
close
is
to the
Patrick
exit
to throw
door.
First. Game on.
He can afford to lose 1 more leg, and he must win 4 against one of the best players that has not won on this stage yet. But that'll help. That's his third 180 of the night.
140.
I get a feeling this one's going to go off now.
140.
There's a better rhythm to what he's doing now for Paddy Williams.
96.
Rather caution to the wind-like rhythm. He's done all the trying. I'm just going to bung him. See where it takes me.
That's exactly what you were talking about earlier. The use of the 25 to make the next shot a little easier. We said it earlier, board management from Williams this week, it's been very close to pro level. Oh my, that is not a good dart. That may just open the door for Wilson to put max pressure on.
As long as he's not racking his brains about leaving the 168.
62.
Horrible moment 77. There for Wilson.
Maybe that was karma, though, after the double 16 at the end of his previous game, which was one very kind deflection. Double top.
37.
Wilson can still get to 2-0.
106.
He needs tops.
86.
Not the first time tonight we've seen somebody miss tops
40.
by that much.
It's like they're worried about going over the top with it and not giving it a chance.
Game shot on the second leg.
Along with that one,
Patrick
Paddy
Williams.
And Paddy Williams, faithful at the front.
Third leg, it's Cole to
small
throw
number.
first. Game on.
We've made the trip down.
I love how Archie Self was watching from the bleachers. Get back in the practice room, young man. You got a job to do.
100.
Maybe he was just getting intel for a little bit later on, and if he is, maybe he knows more than we do.
59.
This is tense. But on the bright side for Paddy, he can still afford to lose one more leg. If he'd lost leg number 2,
121.
that plan B had evaporated.
140.
One thing we are guaranteed of tonight is another new winner. That's what Series 13's all about. Steve Green, Keanu Van Velsen, the last couple of weeks, new winners.
Yeah, it's a pattern emerging, isn't there?
But there are new winners like Van Velsen last Saturday night, and there are winners like, say, Carl Wilson, who have had all of those opportunities to win before, but haven't.
96.
Different types of new winners. Which one are we going to get by the end of the night?
43. Cole, you require 98.
That's a bad dart from Paddy. The slip into the single 3 means he's not on a finish.
He was trying to hit the 57 to get the 7 off and leave 130.
58.
So he only needed one treble to get a go at something to win the leg. It's gone wrong for him. He just might fill it up to scare him here.
127. Cole, you require 40.
Came out but missed the big number.
That is a huge dart. Stops Williams from getting that shot at 57. And this is a good version of Carl. This is a 96 average.
First. Game on.
Coincidentally, the best average of the night came from Williams in defeat in the first game.
100.
They're improving. Averages don't really mean anything.
100.
This is the Wilson we saw right up to the point that he qualified, and then once he'd qualified,
60.
the impetus seemed to have left him, and he kind of limped into Champions Night with 2 losses because he was safe and sound and maybe should have won the group.
135.
Coming in second place. It doesn't seem to have harmed him.
So what you're saying, Scott, is Wilson needs that little extra
83.
bit of intensity. He needs that purpose to get the best out of himself.
Yeah, I think he likes that intensity. I think the intensity works for him.
134.
What a visit that was.
If he hits that 132, he will be through. But Williams is clinging on.
Cole, you require 132.
Champagne shots off a qualifying. And that one was a close call.
92.
It's not a last call.
Patrick, you require
But it will
78.
be for Williams if he doesn't hit this. Biggest start of his week.
38.
If you ask me, he had the confidence to throw that to the right, to leave him the gap to the left, to go for the tops.
Everybody knows it now. The curse of Group A lives on another week. Williams is gone and Wilson is through to the semis again. It still could be his night.
Yeah, it could indeed.
97.
I hope his fans have got some fingernails left. They're probably going to need them.
140.
He's flying now. This is a proper performance. You'd go so far to say it's world class. Because this average is right up there with some of the best darts we've seen all week.
I think it's more than fair to say. But this is what he was doing Thursday
96.
to get himself in the position on Friday to just need a couple of games to get himself through.
131. Cole, you require 128.
This is a shot to win the group. Win the game. Win the group.
56.
Got all the confidence in the world going into the semis. Williams is playing for pride. And pride may be all he's got left.
36. Cole, you require 72.
To have the darts in the first semi-final, he'll need to go for 15s. However many he gets stipulates what he goes for next. That leaves Bull. Doesn't take it this time.
Patrick,
Uses the bullseye part of the board an awful lot, does Wilson. Very good at it.
Double top.
14.
That could be the last dart that Williams throws here in his debut week. But the seasoned Wilson, he's sticking around.
Nine.
But for how long in this
Patrick, you
game?
require 40.
This game all of a sudden is like a flat balloon. Somebody's taking all the air out of it.
Leg, Patrick Williams.
You don't need to be a body language genius to understand
Sixth leg is Patrick
how
to throw
Williams
first.
is feeling right now.
Game on.
I've had a couple of chats with him this week when we've seen him outside the hotel or whatever. Just sort of brief 5-minute chats.
100.
Yes, practice with Stephen Bunting.
I get the feeling that a lot of
97.
his Merseyside counterparts will have been watching here tonight, hoping that he gets the job done.
97.
I've been seriously impressed with him this week. I think we'll see a lot of him here this year. And we wish him all the best with the tours that he plays on this year.
100.
I would not be shocked to see him win a weekly title later in 2026. He's got all the game that you need. But sometimes
59.
you find yourself in a situation you can't get out of. And this is one of them. Should switch, really.
84.
But he was on the move on dart 3.
There was a little sideward rock that kicks in now and again with Wilson.
100.
He kind of drops into a motion to the right, and then as he releases as he goes to the left.
Absolutely right. It's like he's playing darts on a boat.
100.
But
Patrick,
it's not a 90 degree. It's not back to front like John Henderson. It's a kind of 45 degree side to side.
61.
Will this be the
Oh, you
parting
require
shot?
120.
Be a nice way to win this group situation.
$60. Patrick, you require 84.
Williams decided to get to the hockey very quickly there.
59.
He's missed darts at double in this
you
game.
require 60.
Doubles that have cost him a chance to get to the semis. Wilson goes to 10s.
No score.
And he gets rid of everything there.
Patrick, you
And
require
he will go back to square
25.
one if Williams does not find half a bull. That was nearly a double as well. And that one's right in the middle. We have another leg.
Patrick Williams.
And it just so happens that Williams could indeed go home
Seventh and deciding leg is Carl to
by
throw
the margin
first.
of one leg.
Game on.
It doesn't feel that way right now because it was solidified a couple of legs ago. But on the black and white paper that we see every day here and on Saturday nights, it will reflect that he went home by one leg.
123.
But is there something to be said, Scott, about you are going home,
84.
but you go home having won a game on the stage on the Saturday night in readiness potentially for your return in Series 14.
140.
Yeah, and I think should Williams go home and maybe rue that first game of the night as the only game that I think you would
38.
say he was below par all week, because he was great in Group A. I think it softens the blow.
78.
It's harsh. Yes, it's harsh. There's no getting away from that.
And I think he should go back to Merseyside as well and have a really good think about his nickname, Paddy the Baddie.
99. Cole, you require
Because
160.
from now on, I'm going to call him Trick Williams.
$60.
Just so happens that this Williams can't repeat that trick here tonight.
60. Cole,
And
you
he's
require
out
100.
of motivation by the looks of it. 6 darts from here, and he might only need 2.
80.
He keeps missing darts for the match, and that's not going to fill him full of confidence later on.
Well, you're better to do it now than you are later on, because if you do it later on, you get punished
50.
severely. The position he's got
Cole, you
himself
require
into.
20.
Double 5.
Game shot.
This time he doesn't bust the score, and he does win by 4 legs to 3, and by 1 leg. And that victory, Carl Wilson will win his group and will have the darts in his semi-final. He doesn't know who he's going to play yet. We're about to find that out in our next match, but that was a really good performance. He wins by 4 legs to 3, sending Williams home.
18 world titles between Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis, and they lift the lid on their illustrious careers in our latest Pluto TV series. That's coming up once we're done here this evening. But the action continues. This is a meeting between Lewis Gurnie and Radek Sagadsky to see who tops Group 2 in commentary. Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, this one's a little bit easier to figure out. The last one was a bit of a mind-bender. But this one is a case of whoever wins will win Group 2 and have the darts in semi-final number 2. We do now know that Carl Wilson will be in the first semi-final, and Archie Self will have an elongated wait to come back to the hockey as he will play the winner of this game in semi-final number 2. So this is a shootout to see who remains undefeated for the night, and that is something that Carl Wilson's already done. But not all the time do we see someone being victorious at around 11:15 on a Saturday night, having won their previous 3 games. You can't afford to lose a game in this position. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the person who does lose this game. And we do know they're going to be back on the hockey next against the man from Kent.
100.
What have we learned about Sagadsky here tonight, Scott? Because that was just a typical Sagadsky performance, wasn't it? 89 average, 33% on the doubles. It's pretty much exactly what you get on the tin, isn't it?
140.
Exactly right. No frills. Just gets on with the job. Very Christoph Kachuk, Ratajski, Sebastian Steyer, you name it. Seb Bilecki.
81.
It's just the way those Polish do it. Like the silent assassins, aren't they?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to play cards against them, and you wouldn't want to play them at darts either because they're rather good at it. I do like Sagadsky's accent, though.
60.
It's like it's 95% Eastern European and 5% Cork, which is a lovely mix, by the way.
I have to say I do like him. I've always got on with him.
120.
Always said hello to him when we've been at Challenge Tours or Pro Tours when I was there.
Game shot in the first leg.
I've always rated him.
Radek Sagadsky.
Usually he's got bottle.
Second leg is Radek to throw
He
first.
genuinely has.
Game on.
They don't give out PDC titles on the street. You have to earn them. And he's got one. Just like they don't give out England international shirts on the street. You have to earn those, and Lewis Gurney's got one.
45. $60.
This is better.
140.
We know what he can do. We've seen little smatterings of it this week. If he's going to have a little bit of
59.
an off game, this is the one to have off. Because after this, it's knockout, and you can't afford to make any mistakes after this. The words of the great Michael van Gerwen. Who was victorious
59.
in the Premier League on Thursday night after nearly 2 years outside the winner's circle. So things can change.
60.
Both not quickly and quickly in this sport.
He was good for it too.
140.
Got to say, right when everybody thought we were going to be watching the two Lukes every week.
54. Radek, you require 83.
That was a masterclass from Van Gerwen in opportunities coming his way, and he made sure
51.
he didn't miss out on them.
Yeah, it was a bit of a Madam class today from Bo Greaves, winning 2
Radek,
Women's Series events in
32.
Hildesheim, but that's not really a shock. Being on double 9 is...
Game shot in the second leg.
You showman.
Radek Sagadsky.
That was not on purpose, but he made it look like showbiz.
Third leg, it's Lewis to
I
throw
think it'd have been more
first.
showbiz if
Game
he'd
on.
have gone the other way. That would have been tastier, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You just laid down the gauntlet for
100.
Sagadsky to give us an exhibition shot of 32 like that. It's never going to happen. You're more likely to get Scott Mitchell in a Brighton Hove
81.
Albion shirt.
Yeah, correct. I did actually have a little practice on the stage this
100.
afternoon, and I was doing little legs in my head and what have you, and I had 140 left, and I had the
120
and then went tops. And I've never done that before in my life. It was
That's
just
not
something
like
to do,
you.
Something to do with this place. I had a go at it, and I got it.
45.
I get the feeling that
100.
Sagadsky's already in knockout mode. Maybe he has been for a couple of days already.
I can't put my finger on why the
100.
Saturday night is so different to during the week. Yes, it's easy to say because there's a few people in. It's just something that you put on it as a
60.
player.
Lewis require 156.
You put it as a pedestal, the next pedestal up from qualifying. It's quite a strange thing, and I don't know why it feels so
44.
strange. I will get
Braddock,
the hang
you
of it.
require 120.
And I will work it out because I need to for both sanity and commentary.
88.
No, that's typical
Lewis require
Sagadsky again using the
112.
16s to leave 32. He could be stopped.
Game shot.
That's
how. Lewis Gurnie.
Team Gurnie are related at that, his first leg
Fourth
of
leg,
this
it's Braddock to throw
contest.
first. Game on.
Can you imagine how loud they would be if he were successful here tonight?
100.
He was talking earlier, Scott, about having friends that had been successful here, and he wants his slice of the
100.
pie now. He wants to tell them, well, I've done it too.
Yeah, a very similar conversation
60.
that I was having with Lars Erik Lindgren about being here from Norway and the people at Norway seeing him here. And then
140.
being a driving force there for them to see their players just get here and then start progressing.
100.
It can be a motivational tool when you know someone who's been successful anywhere.
I think Lars is actually in tonight. I think Scott Campbell was here tonight, I think. Was the rumour, and I thought Tommy Lishman might still be here.
Well, there's 3 names for you that you've seen
100.
here this week, but predominantly in that group of people who have been here on a Saturday night.
134.
Scott Campbell
Radek, you require 141.
not being here tonight is a massive shock for a lot of people. Well, double 16 is getting a lot of attention in this game.
32. Game.
And it's being hit a lot as well. That's 2 in a row for Gurnie. His namesake is called
leg, it's Lewis to
Super
throw first.
Chin.
Game on.
Keep going like that, he could be Super Win.
He could indeed. He's playing his way into the
140.
evening, isn't he? He'll be a little annoyed that he let Sagadsky get
58.
2 up on him, but he's sorted that out now. The throw is back with him. Not an easy thing to do over a short format.
He's got quite a peculiar throw as well, hasn't he? There's a lot of movement, not the same as Carl Wilson. Here's his side to side, like Scott Mitchell mentioned. But with Gurnie, there's a bit of a lunge into the throw. But when he gets that timing right, boy, can he group those darts together.
30.
He's like a mini Hendo.
It doesn't look so controlled, though, does it, as Hendo's? Hendo's is very
100.
smooth, kind of Isle of Wight ferry in rough seas. Kind
91.
of pleasurable on the eye.
I think that's the first time John Henderson, the former senior world champion and World Cup winner with Peter Wright, has been likened to the Isle of Wight ferry. But I'm digging it.
I mean, the motion.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Lewis Gurnie.
Well, somebody else who's in motion right now is Gurnie, who's got a 3rd consecutive leg.
6th leg, it's Radek
And
to throw
a
first.
3rd consecutive double hit.
I didn't mean he was the ferry. I meant he was the motion in the ocean.
83.
Look at that for finishing in this game. And don't forget, Sagadsky hit 32 with 2 doubles. And that was the one that was missed, apparently.
100.
But you look at the stats and he's doing what he does. That 89 average again, he sat there. But he does between 88, 85,
41.
86 and 89, 90. Sometimes he steps it up to 93, 94, but he never,
60.
very rarely goes under that 85. And that's what makes him so difficult to beat.
60.
And you can't get a read on this guy. When you're playing him, it's like playing a ghost. There are some players who have a presence. You know they are there. Sagadsky isn't like that. It's like he's just a whisper walking around the stage.
39. Radek, you require 158.
Beautiful dart. So is that. And he doesn't want to go for double 19. All right. He changed his mind for the first time this week.
I thought you were going to 6 it up and go for double 16.
Big fan of that phrase.
85.
Sixing it up.
38.
6ing it up indeed. And there we go. He 6'd it up.
That's
on
why.
The 6th leg.
It's another game that goes the distance. Third one of the night.
7th and deciding leg. It's Lewis to throw first.
Who wins the group then?
Game on.
I'll tell you who the winner of this leg does.
100.
Gurnie surviving with an 80 average again. Carbon copy stuff in this match of what has happened this week.
83.
Yeah, indeed.
$76.
Is he getting a bit too expressive in this situation here for you, Scott? If you were his England captain right now and you could call timeout, what would you tell him?
100.
Breathe. Just breathe. Calm yourself down and believe. Breathe and believe.
60.
Because in these moments, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else can help you.
138.
Interesting switch, and a very intelligent one at that. Because he's run out of room in the 60.
45.
And he's got time on his side. Interesting to see what he does if he scores a ton here.
The Gurney section of the crowd has gone quiet, and that only means one thing.
Then he's going to hit a max.
100.
And what does Sagadsky do? 16s? Does it work?
48.
It doesn't this time.
Lewis, you require 85.
He gets to the bull.
60.
It was a very close
You
call.
require 32.
That was to win the group. That does win the group.
Radek Sagadsky.
Sagadsky is the man in Group 2, and he gets 2 wins from 2. It was a decent performance as well. It was typical Radek Sagadsky. Average of 89 plus. Had the high check out of 120, but had to be taken all the way to 7th leg before he wins by 4 legs to 3.
So group stage action has come to a close here at the Modus Super Series, and before the break we saw Sagadsky get the better of Lewis Gurnie by 4 legs to 3. So we now know the 4 players that are into the semi-finals in a few moments time, and these are the fixtures. Carl Wilson takes on Lewis Gurnie, whilst Sagadsky takes on Archie Self. Paul and Scott are with me here in the studio to look back on what we've seen so far this evening. Gents, great to see you once again. We thought it was going to be a tight night, we thought it was going to be a close night, and it certainly lived up to those expectations so far.
Yeah, just a bit. Tight margins are what Saturday nights are all about. And I think you need to be a player who's played on that stage to understand the full intricacies of how tight these margins are. I can't say that. Scott can. So let's find out what he thinks.
What do you think?
You're frightened to miss anything. That's exactly what you think. You work out early doors that it's going to be really, really tight, and you know that every dart can be a mistake that costs you, and you'll be on your bus fare home.
In terms of Carl Wilson, he won Group 1. Got on to a slow start in his game against Archie Self. What would be your overall synopsis of his progress so far?
I think the progress is seen in the demeanour. I use that word an awful lot when it comes to Saturday night, but Archie was unable to get the job done. He had multiple chances over 3 legs, but Wilson remained stoic, and he gave himself the opportunity to get over the line, and it proved that beating Archie gave him that little bit of extra wiggle room to get through at the behest of Patrick Williams.
As for Archie Self, he got the job done early on in his first game. He got the 3 legs he needed to get against Carl Wilson. I know he lost that game in the end. What would be your thoughts on how he's progressed through those first couple of games?
I think that was the best way for the young man to do it. I think to front run it. I think that was the safest way for him to do it. I don't see that he's probably ready yet to start charging from 1 or 2 legs down. So he kind of controlled his route very well indeed. And we've been saying it all evening and using words that describe him about his maturity. And he's really shown that tonight in those first 2 games.
I think some of these young kids who play a lot of video games and they learn to win by virtual means, even before they start playing darts in real life in places like this. People like Archie, people like Littler and Jensen Walker, and all these young kids who come through, they play better games when they're down to their last life. If they've got 3 lives, they just take it a little bit easy. But you get them on their last life, they learn to play with adrenaline that way, and I think we're starting to see that with Archie.
Patrick Williams won Group A. Is there any worth to winning Group A anymore?
Well, I would imagine now that everybody's phoning the place up going they don't want to play in Group A. Players that are coming in. I don't think it's as big a phobia for the players as it is for us and the stats. But yeah, it says everything it needs to say, that stat about not wanting to be in Group A.
Yeah, Derek Coulson is the grinning face of doom here at the Live Lounge. We'll see him in action on Monday morning. But in terms of the other group of players that we saw tonight, Sagadsky got the better of Lewis Gurnie in a shootout to see who was going to top that group. We mentioned it at the top of the show. He's the type of player you kind of know what you're going to get in terms of performance. You don't expect anything too low. You don't expect anything extremely too high. I suppose he's the Goldilocks of darts, isn't he? He always meets quite nicely in the middle.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as the formula that you play to works. If you're averaging about 88, 89 and you're getting about 33 to 40% on your doubles. During the week, that's going to cause a lot of damage. It's going to get you to a lot of Saturday nights if you come here 1, 2, 3 seasons in a row. We've seen it with some other players. Mike Warburton lives with an 87.5 average. And he's been to so many Saturday nights, I've lost count. The thing with Sagadsky, you just wonder if there's another gear to find. But will he need it? That's the thing. The guys that he's up against for the rest of the night, they're going to have to beat that 89 average out of him. They're going to have to find something a little bit more. And even Patrick Williams, who put in a 94 average in the first game, that wasn't good enough to beat anybody. So you've just got to time it right. If you give that guy enough shots at double 16, he will take you out.
And has he perhaps survived his scare in Paul Hogan?
Yeah, I suppose he has. I think so. That possibly could be the case. I think maybe he expected Hoagie to be a bit better. I don't know. I really think that he goes up there and plays to hit an average, Sagadsky. I think he ignores everything around him. I think that he goes there aiming for that flat line that we're talking about. And if you go by it, he shakes you by the hand and says, well done, Mucker, you were brilliant.
I think we can liken Sagadsky to a lot of different sports people. He's not going to be a Chris Gayle who, give me the bat, I'll hit lots of sixes. He's not that kind of player. He's the kind of person who caresses it through the covers, gets the odd one down fine leg and down to third man. He's unspectacular, but someone who's very, very good.
I never thought we'd compare Radek Sagadsky to David Gower, but there we are. In terms of Lewis Gurnie, how would you say he's gone through the night so far?
It's been a little bit erratic. When he's got it right, it's looked really, really efficient, but they've been in fits and starts. I just wonder that his lower numbers, and I know that averages don't mean a great deal, but he's erring towards the 80 average kind of mark. Now, if he comes up against the right opponent here tonight who's going to take that and throw it out the building, he's going to need to find another level. I think he's quite fortunate to get this far so far, and now he's in the final four. That adrenaline's got to kick in, and he's got to move with it. Otherwise, the other three players are going to be better than him.
Yeah, he's got to find something explosive, hasn't he? What he's been doing up to now is not going to cut it. So he's got to now find something pretty explosive and really turn up.
So at the semi-final stages on this Saturday night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, somebody 2 games away from joining Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen at Champions Week. Carl Wilson takes on Lewis Gurnie before Radek Sagadsky takes on Archie Self. Now, you've got this dynamic, I suppose, where you've got a relative youth against experience. Carl Wilson's been here, done it. It's another semi for him. It's his 4th at the Live Lounge. Radek Sagadsky's had many a year on the Pro Tour, up against 2, I suppose, up-and-coming rising stars of the sport.
That's what this place is all about. We try and give these younger stars the amount of weapons that they need to move on to things that are bigger than this. People have done it already. But the thing is, if you like this level of play and you're doing good things at the start of the year, who knows how much success you could have over the next 9-10 months. You don't get that success unless you start the journey. And the journey starts here by making the final, then winning the final and coming back in April.
Do you want to stand up, Scott?
No.
Because they are.
I'm with him.
It's getting a bit loud in here and the atmosphere beginning to build. The semi-finals are a couple of moments away. These have got to be the stages where you've got to relish, haven't you, as a player?
Yeah, because when you're practicing in your room as a kid and when you start going to the academy or the ADC Vault series once a week, maybe twice a week, these are the moments you practice for bigger money, for glory, for tangible things like medals and trophies, but most of all, it's for moments that you can always remember. And so far, these players have had moments in their career. Sagadsky's won on the PDC Pro Tour, but you've got to start winning wherever you go if you lose your card, and this is the next port of call.
Who's the favourite of these Final Four, do you think, Scott?
Good question. For me, I think Carl Wilson looks like he has the explosiveness to be able to take this from where he's sat. He's done hard work, he's done the donkey work, but he now cannot afford a mistake.
Here we go then. Owen Binks is your MC. It's time for the semi-finals. It kicks off with a meeting between Carl Wilson and Lewis Gurnie.
Double 16 for Wilson. And he gets a bounce.
Who's got the dog tonight?
Oh, that's glorious from Gurnie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's time to meet the semi-finalists. Would you please welcome to the stage, he's a 4-time PDC Development Tour semi-finalist, Lewis Gurnie, and his opponent is a 2-time ADC Tour winner, Cole Wilson!
In commentary for our first semi-final, it's Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
Champions Week feels here on Saturday night in week 3. This place is still packed because there are players left who have an entourage. Wilson may be the favourite in the eyes of Scott Mitchell, and I do agree with that, by the way, but there are 3 players left who still want to take the title that he craves maybe more than anybody else here tonight, because he has been here so many times and has still not had his hand raised at the end of the night. This is where Lewis Gurnie really needs to thrive. Making the semi-finals is a well done from everyone, but he doesn't want his weekly journey to stop here. In fact, they all, Scott, want to make it to April, which is where Champions Week will be in Series 13.
Yeah, when you've had a week like you've had, you get to this point and it's within touching distance, isn't it? There's no worse a place to lose than a semi-final. You don't want that to become habit in your darting life.
134.
Wilson tonight averaging just a shade over 88. 31% on the doubles.
100.
It's not terrible. But for his liking, he's missed a few too many shots at the outer ring in the bull.
140.
Considering he did win both of his games in the group, he's given himself enough chances and enough wiggle room.
60.
He's off to a very, very good start here in the first semi.
$137.
It's a strange one, isn't it, Scott? Because we've had people in semi-finals and finals over the last couple of weeks.
Require 90.
I'm trying to figure out who the most unlikely winner is left in this week. Do we even have one? Double 10. 1-0 lead for a 12 darter. That's how you start a semi-final.
Second leg, it's Lewis to throw
He
first.
used the ball well. He's been doing that for the last 2 days. And 9 times out of 10, when he's using the 25 of the bullseye route, he's the other way round to most players. He hits the bullseye more than he ever hits the 25. We had a couple of situations here on Thursday night where he went for the 25
56.
on 61 and hit the bullseye twice. And he does go and use the bullseye an awful lot on set-up play. And I think it must be something that he practices an awful lot. Gurnie is not going away in the early signs. Is the early signs in this match.
140.
I do not see a damp squib in here. This one is not disappointing.
131.
I love that. No reaction to a 1-3-1. That's how good this game has been.
115. Lewis require 130.
Here's the bull again. Watch out for that a little bit later on.
Check. 125 was Carl's last score. Lewis require 130.
Did that just put Gurney off his stride a little bit.
42.
Wilson is not out of this leg. He can bypass that dart to get a 60. He does it so much.
100.
That's an outrageous 140.
Require 88.
18 for ball for Gurney.
63.
I like that play. Didn't
you require 40.
deliberate, even going for the triple. Didn't risk it. Just big 18 and back himself, and he was right on the wire. He now finds himself 2 down against a very in form Carl Wilson.
Carl to throw first. Game on.
Look at this. We have seen that average on a Saturday night before from Danny Van Tripe, where he hit a 9-darter in leg 3 of that final.
45.
That's a little bit too much to ask to happen again. He's not bothered about
57.
perfect legs right now. He's all about getting the result, then having a bit of a timeout ahead of a final, which he would be desperate to win. Now the rhythm is starting to suffer for Gurney.
$95.
And I did say in the studio that Wilson was going to have to step it up
140.
to find his way to the title. I feel like he heard me.
He does listen. He watches everything back.
55.
He tries to look under every stone just to get that little bit more know-how and experience to get to where he wants to be. Because he's here, it means he will be here all year. Who's going to be the MVP of 2026? It could well be one of these guys.
170.
Gurney's having to get almost perfect just to get a dart at a double.
94. Oh, you require 32.
He's doing all he can, is Gurney, but he's just hoping for rays of sunshine and lights of hope. He thought he had one then, but those dart wins and hits, they do hurt.
Fourth leg is Lewis.
Wilson averaging
first.
104. Not for the first time tonight. At around about the middle of this game
100.
and another. He is finding his best stuff. He did have a slow start in his first game tonight, but boy, has he put it right.
80.
If Gurney were to go out,
41.
having played the way he has here tonight, Scott, what does he take away from this? Now, he's still in this. You can win from 3-0 down.
60.
But it just doesn't feel likely at this stage.
You and I both know as a player, you take away from this what you want to take away from it. You either break it down and go, there were some great moments, and you bounce off of those, or you can be a player that will find all the negative moments and stop you going forward for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
96.
I'm hoping that Lewis isn't the latter.
If he is to be eliminated, the right thought process
100.
is, I made the semis and I was nowhere near my best. Heaven forbid if I had my best. Oh, it's glorious. I've said that word 3 times tonight. And predominantly it has been for Wilson's darts. Look at this.
80.
Was that the last act
Cole,
of Lewis Gurney's
94.
week 3? Because Wilson is not in a merciful mood. Can't recover. So Gurney still is in this semi.
34. Lewis should require 40.
Gurney's attitude now is, let's get this prolonged. See if we can get him off this rhythm.
Game shot on the fourth leg, Lewis Gurney.
Got to keep him under pressure. That really is.
Fifth leg, it's Carl to throw
17
first.
dart.
Game on.
leg from him. It's a hold of throw. It's a ray of light.
It's a glimmer. A 17 darter. Is that going to be enough to get another leg in this contest? Because Wilson's been living in the 5 or 4 visit range.
60.
There it is again, that lunging into dart 3.
$93.
Good recovery skills from Wilson. It's got to be big.
100.
It was right on line. It just didn't get the deflection he wanted.
No, couldn't have been more opposite. It was definitely the deflection he unwanted.
59.
He's not out of this if he can break through here. He'll be very much back in it.
140.
What could have been back-to-back maximums, he has to settle for 2 treble visits, but he's very close to a finish.
91.
Great thinking. He automatically knew that if he missed the treble twice, he would have to go to the 17s.
136.
Things are getting interesting, Scott.
133.
This is impressive from Gurnie as a comeback. Wilson is allowing him a go at double top. 3 in his hand.
96. Lewis, you require 40. Game shot in the 5th.
That was never in doubt.
Gurnie.
Can he use those people to
Fifth leg
power
is
up?
Lewis to throw first. Game up.
Now we're back on throw, and the pressure is firmly on Wilson, who was 3-0 up and cruising.
60.
He'll be interested if he knows that he miscounted in the finish of the leg before. He left 37 by scoring the 96 that he did.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at the 16, thinking 16 for tops, no problem. But Lewis Gurnie hit that double top so quickly
81.
that the miscount was moot. I just wonder if Wilson even knows that he did miscount. He probably doesn't even know.
83.
And I sincerely hope for his sanity that he doesn't know.
60.
You know Bobby George's thoughts on it once a dart player starts thinking, you're jiggered.
Yeah, thinking's overrated in the middle of a game,
58.
start of a game, and the end of a game. Don't think, just hit.
68.
That could have been better. Now, this is where you don't want to miscount. You're thinking, big score, but if not, 93 is a good number.
$59.
99 would have done as well. But I said that past tense because he didn't get it.
44.
We're in a really crucial sort of 5 or 6 darts here, aren't we? We're teetering on the edge. Who's going to
45.
grab? Who's going to grab the momentum? Who's going to take the bull by the horns here?
58.
Exactly. Can you be the best version of yourself when the pressure is like this? You don't want to be leaving bogey numbers like 159, but he's crushing it anyway.
127.
And that's gone rather well. Can Gurnie survive
130.
by getting to a double? The answer's no, and Wilson gets his wish.
58.
He's
Cole,
back
you
for double
require
16
32.
for the final to be 1 game away from his destiny. One more game for him, and he will get that elusive weekly title. He took the 3-0 lead, and then things got a little bit sketchy as Gurnie refused to wilt. He put in his best performance of the night, but that man right there, who is still locked in, averaged nearly 94 and was 50% on the doubles. Could have been so much better, but he won't care. He's into the week 3 final. It could still be his week.
the way he's playing, you'd have to fancy it. And it does go. It's rapid, it's quick, and it's brilliant. What a way to win it. Tommy Morris. Same process. Will it be the same answer? Job done.
And a match, Rob Grundy.
More chances to get across the line, and only one dart required for Mark Durbridge. Again, that little blow on the hands. But no mistake, and what a reaction. Treble 19 for double 16 for a 149. What a finish from Van Velzen.
Can get awkward. Don't even get a chance to get that sentence out, and it's game. But Morris has been magical. And Tommy Morris is a finalist for the first time. There's a little shake of the head there from you, Laura, because you were once again thinking, is he taking too much time there? Double 6. Can he adjust? Yes, he can. We have our final.
Break, Tommy Morris. Perfection on the outer ring for Keanu Van Velzen. 2 from 2. I don't know if you heard that, but he went to move. He thought tops was in, and but it's Van Velzen. It's
So this is the look of Champions Week so far. Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen, the first 2 winners in Series 13. We'll find out, of course, who is going to join them in around about an hour's time. And we know the first player into the final, and that player is Carl Wilson. Well, he raced into a big lead early on in the contest. Lewis Gurnie pulled a couple of legs back, but Wilson runs out a 4-2 winner. So next up for us, Radek Sagadsky taking on Archie Self. Your MC is Owen Binks.
Next finish might cost Hogan the match.
Game shot.
He finishes it. And now he needs it for 2 points in Group 1.
Game shot.
Double top maestro.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's time to meet the second set of semi-finalists. Would you please welcome to the stage, here's our former Lakeside Boys World Champion, it's Archie Self, and his opponent is a former PDC Pro Tour winner, Radek Sagadsky.
It's England v Poland for a place in the final. Archie Self taking on Radek Sagadsky to join Carl Wilson in the final match of the week. In commentary, Scott Mitchell and Paul Nicholson.
Thanks, Henry. Yes, very interesting this second semi-final to see who plays Carl Wilson a little bit later on. He'll have his feet up in the practice room right now, not licking any wounds for a change here on Saturday night. Not yet, at least. But Radek has been very, very dependable here tonight. The 46-year-old, originally from Poznan, now full of smiles and from Cork, up against someone 30 years his junior. Archie has been to a final before. Radek has not, because this is his debut week. So we've got a little bit of everything left in our last 3. But curiously, in their 3 meetings in Group A earlier in the week, it was Radek who won on Monday and Tuesday, but then Archie got a victory on Wednesday.
It's Radek to throw first.
Earlier on in the
Game
evening,
on.
Scott, we were talking about Archie's record against Patrick Williams, where he was defeated a lot by his opponent.
100.
And he was completely different against that opponent tonight. Is he going to do the same against Radek?
59.
I think he could, but it was the start of his run-up to the Saturday night. That match that he won against Radek was the start of the 3 games that he won at the end of Wednesday, having really struggled to find wins and been on the bottom of the table during most of that Group A campaign. It was only the last few games that he got off of that. Drew a line in the sand and came into Group C on Thursday.
81.
Powered on, gets himself out of that in second place, now finds himself here in the semi-final. I mean, it is a...
57.
It's unbelievable, really, from where he was on Monday and Tuesday to be here in the semi-final on Saturday.
81.
That's pretty much known as the Kieran Tian way of doing things. Have a bad Group A, have a better Group C, and then win on Saturday. 16s, how many of them? Only 3.
67. Archie require
Yeah, he
180.
needed to be 5, didn't he? That's the way he always goes. Single 18.
78.
The tops that's been so
Radek
favourable.
require 32.
Eludes him on this occasion.
Game shot in the first
And
leg.
the 32 that has been so
Sagadsky.
favourable for Sagadsky is found.
Second leg is Archie to throw first. Game on.
I've got to ask you this, because we mentioned that dart swap game he had with Campbell
57.
on Wednesday, did Archie Self. Around about that time, Archie was using a one-piece stem and flight
60.
combination. And since using the equipment of Scott Campbell, he's used
42.
something different.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. From that very game, he's gone to a more
100.
familiar flight and stem combo. And he's found it a success. I haven't actually spoken to him since he swapped over. He's
41.
been out of the building or in the building after me on each occasion since. So I hadn't had a chance to ask him about it, but it has changed his fortunes, it has to be said.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you've got to find what works for you, not what works for everybody else. Having said that, the man who's just hit the 180 in Sagadsky, I think the last time he changed his darting setup was the Iron Age.
97.
I have to say, we have a really nice crowd in tonight. Sagadsky hasn't got many, what you would call hometown fans in, but he's still being applauded for every good shot that he has.
48.
No applause there. Not yet, at least. If Archie's not careful, he's going to give Sagadsky just a
99.
little
Radek, you
bit too
require
much
60.
time.
Game
That's
shot
a
in the
brilliant
second
sneak
leg.
dart.
Radek Sagadsky.
What I mean by that is it just needs to sneak past that one there. It's not necessarily a
Third
marker.
leg is Radek to throw
It's something he
first.
needs to graze, not bounce off. It's a bit like trying to park your car in reverse.
81.
You don't mind somewhat touching the curb. You don't want to bump off it.
Gentle graze.
As long as it's the tyre and not the alloy.
Yeah.
That's the difference between parking your car and playing darts. We don't mind
140.
bumping the tungsten together just like that. In fact, Sagadsky wants to do it all the time.
100.
When people come off the tour, and this is their bounce back, you could say.
140.
If you can win as soon as you come here, all of a sudden you're on a different trajectory for the entire season.
100. Radek, you require 140.
I totally agree with that. You can even a good performance here, you walk out with your head held high and
95.
And your season continues.
And you can plan for the next couple of months ahead of
78.
a very
Radek,
good
you
week in
require
April.
45.
It's going to be 13.
Game shot.
He's
in the
not missing
third
all of a
leg.
sudden.
Radek Sagadsky.
Sagadsky gets the 3-0 lead. And for the first time tonight,
leg, it's
Archie
Archie to throw
Self
first.
needs to
Game
be
on.
perfect from here. You said it, Scott. You said he's a great front runner. I completely agree with you.
128.
He's not front running this one.
No, and this is again how his career and his game is going to
100.
develop. I'll tell you, I wish I was in these situations at his age. I really do. I wish I was good enough.
140.
I wish I was good enough to be in this situation at his age.
Just imagine what it's like if he had school on Monday morning. Teacher asks the class, what did you do on Saturday night? Some people are watching TV with my parents, maybe playing a bit of games console. Archie Self, I was playing darts against someone who's won on the PDC Pro Tour in front of 100 people live on Pluto TV. That's not normal for a 16-year-old kid. Well,
43.
these days it is.
138.
I used to hide in the pipe under the road so I didn't have to catch the bus. I don't even fit in the pipe now.
71.
Well, Sagadsky's had this crowd piping down.
140.
We've reached that
Archie
point
requires 67.
where if Self misses, he's gone.
47.
Double top has not
Radek,
shown
you
up for
require
him in this semi-final,
118.
meaning Sagadsky gets his first match-winning chance. His first, and he's hoping not his last.
58. Archie require 20. Game shot on the fourth leg. Archie
The ironic
Self.
clap. Not just from the player, but from the people watching him.
Fifth leg, it's Radek to throw first. Game on.
Maybe trying to take a bit of psychological pressure off by doing that.
Yeah, possibly.
140.
But we know that Radek has quality. We know that he knows how to win big
100.
games.
This is a big game. Financial rewards by the end of the night are vast. And the invitations,
100.
well, they're very rare. There's only 12 of them every 3 and a bit months.
100.
But trying to break Sagadsky down this week has been very difficult for many. And at this stage, when he's comfortable playing knockout darts, it's like trying to break down
140.
a sequoia tree with a glass axe.
Indeed, and I bet he prefers to be here throwing darts than he does belting round court in a
100.
bus.
Radek, you require
For his money.
121.
And the way he plays darts, I would imagine he drives a bus
59.
the same way the guy did in the movie Speed. He'd have to jump off the bus just to get to your stop.
100. Radek, you require 62.
Well, his stop is next, so ring the bell.
46.
Self can
Archie
survive.
require 101.
He did do a 101 on Monday, this very route.
89. Radek, you require 16.
His signal to the dart was he was not happy.
Game
He's
shot
definitely
and
not
the
happy
match,
now because Radek Sagadsky has taken Self out in this semi-final and he will not be making back-to-back finals. Sagadsky on debut could have debut delight. It is a heavyweight final here in week 3. The likely candidate, that is Carl Wilson, will take on Radek Sagadsky fresh from the Pro Tour. He wins that second semi by 4 legs to 1.
Double 10. And Scotland are off to the perfect start.
Look at the head there for Sagadsky, and Burnett steps up, and Richie Burnett does find double 10, and it is a 4-3 victory.
16 to complete a 4-1 success. Third time in the chart, and the Netherlands are into the semi-finals. History is in the making, because for the first time ever, there will be a paired 9-dart shootout. Well, this is the loudest I think I've ever heard the live now. Steve Brent is embracing it. Well, that might well be the biggest cheer we see tonight. And kicks off for maximum. And I suppose the one advantage of... Well, that is absolutely incredible. Scott Campbell in a 9-dart shootout has found 2 180s. So Scotland and Belgium are into the semi-finals. The Republic of Ireland head for home. The Netherlands are into the final. Much to the delight of this packed-out Portland.
And he only needed one more. It is Wales that is through to the final.
And it's double Dutch delight. The Netherlands are the inaugural international pairs champions.
Only one winner. It's the Netherlands!
The International Pairs is the next specials week here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Tickets for that and many other special events are on sale now. Head over to dartshop.tv or scan that QR code to be here on a Saturday evening. And it's certainly lively here at the Live Lounge tonight. And we have a final which is about to get underway in around about 10 minutes time. And it's a final between Carl Wilson and Radit Sagadsky. That was after the pole got the better of Archie Self in our second semi-final before the break. Carl Wilson booked his ticket through by getting the better of Lewis Gurnie 4-2. So it's the experience that trumped the youth in our semi-finals, and we've got plenty of experience on stage now. The asset Paul Nicholson, Scott Mitchell are alongside me. And in terms of the semi-finals, we did say there was that dynamic of youth against experience, and whilst we talk about how many great young talents there are, it turns out you can't beat a bit of experience.
You can't buy it, you've got to get it, and it's over the course of months and years. But when it comes to experience for these two, it's different types of experience. Wilson, over the last 2-3 years, it's been at this level. This is the nut he wants to crack next to get to another level after this. But Sagadsky, who's taking that step back from the Pro Tour after losing his card for the second time, this is the ultimate bounce back to win at this level to make sure that 2026 can be very profitable.
It felt like the key to both semi-finals for both of those players getting off to quick starts.
Yeah, we mentioned it, didn't we, in the break before the semi-finals. Quick start was absolutely vital. It's vital for confidence, it's vital for belief, and that's turned out how it ended up for the pair of them.
Carl Wilson won the first semi-final. He got up the traps quickly against Archie South. It was a superb performance from him, from top to toe.
Yeah, almost 105 average for the first 3 legs, giving so much work for Gurnie to do, but he just about got over the line. Things could have been very different had he not had a very good 6th leg, but I think Lewis Gurnie just scraped and clawed his way through to the semis tonight. He just left himself with too much to do against a player that started to find that extra wave of confidence that Scott's been talking about.
When you consider what we were talking about in terms of Lewis at the beginning of the week, in terms of trying to build a bit of confidence, Q-Score didn't quite go to plan. Can he take a lot of positives out of this week?
I think there's plenty to take from this week for him. You know, he's made the semi-final. He has to see that as a positive. Maybe coming in, he was going to be happy just to make the Saturday night would have been a positive. He's done one step more than that, and he has to go away from here going, Q-School's gone now, I'm on my way back.
Because Radek Sagadsky into the final, we mentioned his laser-like consistency, and once he got in front, there was just no stopping him, was there?
Yeah, and the scary thing is that his best performance of the night came in that semi-final. He was averaging about 88 to 89 for the night, but then he's gone up a 5% marker, which he's probably going to need against Carl Wilson in the final. But if he gets enough shots in the bottom left corner of this board tonight, he's going to win. He's looked so focused and at the same time relaxed as well. That's a really nice thing to be able to do, to feel focused but relaxed at the same time. They're both going to need it, but Sagadsky's got a little bit more experience in the tank at higher levels. I wonder if that's going to be a big thing.
And they both played a big game last night. They played that shootout, didn't they, to win Group B, and it was Radek that got off on the right footing in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be taking that as a positive as well. I think the key here could be the bull-up in the back room before we even get out here. That could be a big marker for me.
Yeah, especially when both semi-finals went with the throw. Something that these players earned earlier in the night by winning their group. We're talking about 2 players who haven't lost tonight, and nobody wants to lose on a Saturday night, and someone has to.
What will both Lewis and Archie take from? I spoke to them before the interview tonight. They were umming and ahhing about the possibility of going to Bradmore Farm, playing in the ADC in Aylesbury tomorrow. What can they take from that? And would you recommend them going there, or would you say, do you know what, let's just take a clean break after the last few days?
No, I'd recommend them go in there. I would say go and give it a go, because when you fall off the horse, there's nothing like getting back on it and riding it even harder next time. So for me, I think it'd be a good thing if they went back and went to Bradmore Farm.
The ADC Winmar Tour Championship, which got underway this weekend, the finals of which will be live here on Pluto TV in October. Congratulations to David Davis and Graham Hall, who picked up the titles today at Bradmore Farm. But back to the pressing matters of the Super Series now. We'll crown a 3rd champion in around about half an hour's time, and week 4 begins in earnest on Monday morning. You don't really see the noise, but you'll hear the noise as this double 18 goes, because Jamie Owens has found a 156. And to get his first win on the board.
2 visits in hand here for Lonsdale to close this leg out. May only need 1. Double 16, nicely done.
On the second leg, Tom Lonsdale.
That's if Turner doesn't take out 82 more, which he might.
Game show on the first leg, Martin
beautiful.
Turner.
Double top for the match, for the win, and into the top corner it goes. Double 8. Oh, that's magnificent from Darren Webster.
Darts at double 8.
Game show on the mark, Ashley Coleman.
On double 16. And he gets it.
For a big boom. And a big bang it is.
3-6 for body blow of his own. Double 8 is found. Coulson's in this semi-final. Derek Coulson is looking for title number 5 in Champions Week appearance number 6, and week 4 gets underway on Monday morning. Jamie Owens is also looking for back-to-back Champions Week appearances, and we're going to see the return of Darren Webster after 2 years away. And actually, the last time Darren Webster was here was in Series 6 Champions League. You may remember it, Paul Nicholson, because his game against Ron Moulenkamp made the front page of the Daily Star.
Yeah, I think next week's going to be incredible. There are so many names there that could win the title. Robbie Martin in the England squad now. He's got so much support. He's from very, very local to here. Darren Webster coming back after a bit of a hiatus. He could easily win next week. We don't know what kind of form he's in. Jim Widmeyer is someone who thrives under pressure. He is Captain America. He's quite an incredible dart player over the course of time. But Derek Coulson will be favourite for everybody. I will be amazed if he doesn't win Group A and goes on to win the week and breaks the curse, because it's his curse.
Is Derek Coulson the best player eligible to play at the Super Series, do you think, Scott?
I think the numbers and all the stats say yes, very much so. It's not what I think, it's fact.
See, fact, not fiction. It's a numbers game. Into tonight's final then, and it is a meeting between Carl Wilson and Radek Sagadsky. This is how he got to that point, and these are the semi-finals in which they won. Carl Wilson got the better of Lewis Gurnie by 4-2, whereas Radek Sagadsky got the better of Archie Self 4-1. We mentioned with Scott that Carl and Radek played a game yesterday in Group B to top the group. Radek came out on top on that, but this is a different quantity altogether. For Carl, it's the biggest game he's played in this building, but for Radek, yes, he's won a Pro Tour title, but it's been a while since he's been involved in a game like this.
It's been a while since that Pro Tour title. It wasn't yesterday, it wasn't last year, it was more than a couple of years ago, and that feels like a very, very long time. However, what he's done over the course of the week is he's rediscovered what it's like to win games. That's what this place is all about for people coming from the Pro Tour. If you can rediscover that winning feeling, that winning might just have to stop after the next game. You don't need any more than one more to make it to Champions Week.
Is this a game about X Factor or a game about consistency, do you think?
It's a game for me that I think you've got to want. You've got to have been playing all those weeks, all those practice days to get yourself back in this very position. And you've then got to own it. You've got to own it. You've got to not come under and freeze. You've got to use that experience, think of all the hard work you've done, and own the moment.
You've got the scorer against the doubler. If Wilson can keep Sagadsky away from double 16, he can win this final. But if he gives Sagadsky chances, he's going to lose.
I'll tell you what, this must feel like one of those great nights at the Lakeside atmosphere like this. It is packed to the rafters. There's a really good atmosphere here tonight. And the crowd have really got into proceedings, haven't they?
They sure have. They've even been singing your name.
They've had too much to drink. That's what's happened.
I couldn't believe it. It was a Lakeside atmosphere. It's been brilliant tonight. I think that's going to continue. They're going to get into this game. Will they have a say in where it goes? It's tight. It's compact. The guys are not far away. Sometimes they can be over-involved.
That's actually a really good point that Scott has made, because nobody's here to support Sagadsky. A lot of them are here to support Wilson. They may have a bit of a factor.
It's going to be interesting. Gents, thank you so much. Right, let's get into the final then. We're going to see who is going to join Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen at Champions Week come the middle of April. It is Radek Sagadsky up against Carl Wilson.
18 and back himself, and he was right on the wire. He now finds himself 2 down. One more game for him.
That's a brilliant sneak dart. What I mean by that is it just needs to sneak past.
His signal to the dart was he was not happy.
He's definitely not happy now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's time to meet the finalists. Would you please welcome to the stage? He is a former PDC Pro Tour winner, Radek Sagadsky! And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome his opponent, reaching his first ever Modus Super Series weekly final,
it's Gok Carl Wilson!
It's loud, and somebody is going to be £5 better off and will be into Champions Week come April. It's Radek Sagadsky against Carl Wilson, and for the final time, it's time to say good evening to Paul Nicholson and Scott Mitchell.
It is very loud, and someone's about to be very proud. A first weekly title beckons in the next 20 minutes. Sagadsky looked very relaxed on that walk-on. He's played on the European Tour, he's played at Alexandra Palace, now he's in a final at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And Carl Wilson is too, for the first time. And without sounding rather obtuse, it's taken you long enough, Carl. Can he be the player that thrives in finals? We're about to find out. 2026 could be very profitable for a man who's made the ADC Tour and the Super Series his home. He's won on the Winmore Championship Tour. Now he wants to win here as well. The question is, can he stop Sagadsky from the ultimate bounce back from the Tour as he gets us underway?
Yeah, Wilson's been here in a semi-final 3 times before and never got by it. This is his moment. This is his chance. But he does find himself up against a very fierce competitor.
I get the feeling that Wilson would have loved to be playing someone a little less experienced than Sagadsky in this final. But he has got a little semblance of experience against him the last couple of days. Figuring out his pace, his tendencies. I wonder if he can use that to topple him here tonight.
60.
Yeah, I think you're right, but we saw Wilson tail off yesterday towards the end of that Group B set, sort of
100
day or evening, and he just wasn't himself. He looked a little exposed, and I hope that doesn't happen to him here.
Doesn't have the darts in this contest via the only bull-off of the week.
80.
That happens in the practice room about 5 minutes before they have their walk-on.
100.
The only time when we get 2 is when we have a 9-dart shootout.
51.
First chance. First chance missed.
That was a horrible
35.
deflection again.
Radek, you require 60.
Plumb off the blade wire. And you have to say, that is 2 close markers.
Game shot in
There's
the
no
first
bother.
leg. Radek Sagadsky.
A little celebration from Sagadsky there.
Second
Not
leg is
seen
called
that
to
from
throw
him
first.
before. There was just a little
Game on.
something for himself. Was that relief? Was that trying to get himself going?
I just wonder how much
96.
he's got left in the tank. When was the last time that Radek Sagadsky in a calendar week played 27 games of darts?
100.
Valid point. Valid point indeed.
Coming into tonight,
58.
he had a win percentage for the week of 70%. One of the best. The only person who had a better one, apart from
81.
the Group A winner, Patrick Williams, of course, who keeps the curse going, was Lewis Gurnie.
93.
He was 80% coming into tonight. And even now, Sagadsky can both stack on the top and underneath. He's multi-skilled.
He's multi-skilled. And he's keeping Wilson under pressure.
100.
Wilson's saying, keep coming, mate, because I've got some more of these in the tank.
He wanted more, though, didn't he?
60. Can we require 140?
Turns out that it's been enough. And he's turned the throw back round. Here is Carl Wilson. Treble 18. Go back across for the treble 20, and he couldn't have
Radek, you require 120.
that any better if he tried.
I said that Wilson's got to keep this guy away from the doubles. The way he does that now is by hitting the double 16. That he's left. May sound simple. It's anything but. Beautiful shot. He couldn't afford to let Sagadsky get to the 50% point.
Yeah, and the other thing about that, the mental side of it, is he knows that Sagadsky is so good on double 16. I don't have to play him again because I know now as well.
That's one of the glorious things about a weekly campaign. You do get to know, as darts fans and as analysts like ourselves, Scott, the tendencies of the players when they return to Champions Week. We know what they want to do. We know what they're comfortable with.
100.
And that is something that 11 players next week will have to figure out with Derek Coulson.
$49.
I think everybody knows next week that Derek doesn't miss a great deal.
140.
We are going to get our third consecutive weekly champion in Series 13, who was winning their first weekly title.
100.
But for some reason, it doesn't feel like a first time with these guys. They are winners away from this place. 60. This is just something they want to tick off their list as part of this journey in 2026. It's not double 16 just yet for Sagadsky.
60.
But it's going to be.
125. Radek, you require 41.
One of the easier and more normal routes to leave double 16 for Sagadsky.
Fourth leg, it's Carl to throw first.
The way the Super Series has worked, particularly since we've been here, and you look back at those that were in the series when we first came here, and who were the front runners and who were the guys that you expected to see. The game has evolved here. People have developed their game and their matches to this style of play and this format. It was a very new format to a lot of people now. It's kind of now part of some of the practice regimes of some of these guys.
100% it is. Speaking of tailoring your performance, that's what Sagadsky does, trying to leave double 16, especially on 101. If I'd paid more attention to him earlier in my career on 101, I would have started going for 18s. 60. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's something that I've actually been looking at this week an awful lot. And maybe something that I will take away from
136.
See, we still learn from these guys on the stage as well. Wilson is learning to thrive in this final.
100.
Tension in the live lounge. This final now is like that book that you read before you go to bed. You don't want to put it down.
87.
You definitely don't want to put it down and lose the page, that's for sure.
88.
Nothing more frustrating than that.
Bull.
46.
Opens the door to Sagadsky in a possible 3-1 lead. And guess what he's averaging? About 90. Double 16.
90.
Wilson can't keep doing this. He can't keep giving him opportunities.
He goes across the double 16 himself. This time takes a step back, composes himself. He's been sliding the one down the inside of that one all week. That first one is always just on the outside of the double 16 with Wilson.
The next
Game on.
one is just on over the top and on the inside.
100.
What will trouble Sagadsky there was he got a dart, the double he wanted to get a dart at, and he wasn't close. It was like the moment owned him there a little bit.
Yep, absolutely right.
100.
It's like he expected just to hit it instead of going through the millimetre perfect process to hit double 16.
100.
He's responded pretty well here in leg 5.
It's the frustration of the game. 1 minute the game can own you, and 3 minutes later you can own the game again. It's a throw by throw ownership.
81.
That sounds like a very risky proposition, that, you know. Throw by throw ownership.
1 minute you're not feeling it, and then you go back next minute and you're hitting the double 10 or whatever you've thrown at that just seconds ago you just didn't feel happy with it.
96.
Wilson is happy with that. He's rescued that visit.
Needs a treble.
100.
Oh, and that one sneaks in. On the wrong side as well, the first two, but in is in.
Biggest finish of the match so far is 60.
44. Radek, you
We've
require
not had
121.
a ton plus finish in the semis or this game, and that might have to wait until the next leg.
43. Cole, you require 140.
It's a chance to break the throw. He has to break at some point. Why not now?
100.
That looked a bit hopeful.
Radek, you require
He didn't have much room to work with over the top of that dart. Now what?
It was a bit flicky, wasn't it?
I don't know what he was doing.
38.
I'm not even sure he knew what he was doing.
Cole, you require
Should have been
40.
25 bull. This is the opportunity that Wilson needed. This is a big chance to take the lead in the final for the first time. That might be a blessing.
8.
I sincerely
Radek,
hope
you
for his
require
sake he doesn't
40.
think about that double top for the rest of this game. Or
Game
that
shot
one
in
for
the
that
fifth
matter,
leg.
because Sagadsky has dodged the bullet.
Sagadsky.
Sagadsky was standing there going, go on, let me back. Let me back. I need to
6th leg, it's Cole
recover
to throw
from that
first.
mistake. Let me
Game
back,
on.
because now it's not a mistake. The miscount is not a mistake. He won the leg.
Look at Sagadsky in the background with the big exhale.
The man that we thought had the experience,
52.
the man that we thought would be all over this like a dog on a piece of meat, is starting to feel it.
58.
He is human. And that's the greatest thing about this sport. It's played by humans, which means we get fluctuations in heart rate and ability.
59.
What has Carl Wilson got left mentally?
100.
He might still be stewing on that double top shot. How do you bounce back from a dart like that and a miss at double 16 to take the lead in about 10 seconds?
83.
Well, that's where one up, one in comes in handy, I suppose.
This is handy.
100.
Believe it or not, that's the first 180 of the final. It puts Wilson in the corner.
87.
Advantage Poland. And every final in this series so far has been won by 4 legs to 2.
60.
It might be happening again. Sebastian Białecki is a weekly winner here from Poland, and he was the last person to beat Luke Littler in this building. Will Poland get more history?
It's that 51. Hits the ball and leaves double 8.
Oh, you require 88.
Wilson has to get a dart or something here. He has to stay straight. Does he go for the big number? It's an 18 all the same, and it's right on the wire. How
Radek,
close? You could not get any
16.
closer. Sagadsky, cometh the moment, cometh the hour. Radek Sagadsky is your week 3 of Series 13 champion. The man from Poland who resides in Cork now, has taken this Saturday night final 4 legs to 2. Carl Wilson has been a well-worthy opponent and really deserved to be in this final tonight. But I have to say, Sagadsky, he held his nerve, got himself to that side of the board once more where he needed to be. And he is your weekly champion. He goes to Champions Week, and we can get reaction from that now. Down on the stage, he's with Paul Nicholson.
I think I won.
Radek Sagadsky, you are a weekly winner at the Modus Super Series, and this must be a very big moment for you. Coming off the Pro Tour for a second time, you bounced back to the Pro Tour the first time, your first time here, and you've won immediately. You must be very happy.
I'm really delighted, yeah. Thank you.
A lot of the fans here tonight came to support other people, but it's nice to see that they've stuck around to see this win for you.
Well, I was surprised there was so many people here, the crowd was really good, so thank you. They didn't booing too much, so thank you very much.
You've made a lot of friends this week. You maybe made some enemies too by beating the likes of Carl in the final, but we were talking about you as Mr. Consistency this week with really good, steady averages. But what was the most important moment in that final for you?
Double 16.
You do have a bit of a love relationship with double 16, like Krzysztof Ratajski from Poland. So what is it about double 16 in Poland that works so well?
Well, I don't think it's about the Poland. It's every individual. So I just really hate tops. So that's what I'm gonna try to live the double 16 every leg.
Yeah, watch out, Champions Week. He hates tops, but he loves double 16. You're the second Pole to win here. Sebastian Białowski created a bit of history here. He was the last person to beat Luke Littler on this stage, and he did get a 9-darter as well. But you're going to be coming back for Champions Week in April. You must be looking forward to that now.
Yeah, now I'm looking forward to it, yeah. My plan was going to Saturday, and then Saturday we'll see what's happened. But now I'm the winner, so I'm coming back.
What changes after today? You're £5,000 richer. What are you going to be doing when you go back to Cork tomorrow?
Go to work.
Still driving the bus?
Still driving the bus, correct.
I can't imagine what it's like for your passengers who are big darts fans, and it's you picking them up. Aren't you that Radek Sagadsky that won at the Modus Super Series on Saturday night?
Yeah, I hope they will do.
What does it feel like to have the medal around your neck and have that winning feeling again? We know that you won on the PDC Pro Tour, beating Connor Scott, and subsequently you did lose your tour card after that, becoming the first person ever to do that, which is a bit of a negative, but this is a huge positive for you to win again.
Well, this is the dream what you come in here. You come in here to win, so that's what happens, so I'm really delighted to do it.
Well, I want everybody to learn a Polish word. If you don't know it already, in Polish, congratulations is gratulacje. Can everybody say it? I think that'll mean something to him. I think it's time that you got your hands on not just a medal, but also the Modus Super Series trophy. Radek, congratulations from everybody here. It's your moment. Let me step back. The stage is yours because the Week 3 winner is Poland's Radek Sagadsky!
Well, he's not a man of many words, but he's definitely a man of many actions, Radek Sagadsky. On debut at the Live Lounge, that trophy is hoisted aloft, and that trophy is his. And for somebody who picked up that Players' Championship title back in 2023, beat Connor Scott in that final, it's the first time he's won something of weight in front of a stage, in front of the cameras, and in front of a crowd. And perhaps no surprise, he's soaking up the adulation, then signing 1 or 2 autographs along the way. It's a Saturday night tradition here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and Radek Sagadsky is the latest player to call himself a weekly winner. And already you look at Champions Week and you see Keanu Van Velzen in there and you see Steve Green in there. He will probably fancy his chances of probably going all the way. But heading back to now, he is the winner. Scott Mitchell's with me here in the studio. And when you look at consistency and you look at what he did all week long, we said that Radek Sagadsky is a player that's got all the ingredients to be a weekly winner here. And he typified it and justified it throughout the course of tonight.
Yeah, he has. And like I say, we've been saying it all week. He has that level game and there were people rising above it. And he was getting beaten, but he then upped his game. You know, when we came in on Monday and Tuesday, he was around that 85 mark. He's upped that to around 88, 89 towards the end of the week. He's timed his run perfectly. He's timed it perfectly. And he's peaked here on Saturday night. Looked very comfortable. Never really looked flustered at any point. Something we've been saying about Carl Wilson all week. But he just goes up there and tries to hit as many tons as he can and get himself to double 16. And if he doesn't get there and you get there first, no problem. I'll go and do it the next leg instead. And he just has that bounce back ability. He doesn't seem to be hurt when he loses legs.
There has to be a real admirability about his character, hasn't there?
Yeah, very much so. But I think it's a character of his nation. We talk about Ratajski, we talk about Kachuk, we talk about Sebastian Steyer, Seb Bilecki. It's big moments. They come here and knowing playing really well can change their lives with the finances that are available here. So they've all taken the plunge. They're all backing themselves to keep coming over and trying to be successful. And he's just another one that's kind of coming off the production line in Poland.
And in terms of the season ahead, we're only in February, the middle of February. We've only had a couple of Challenge Tour events this season. This could be a real springboard for him, couldn't it?
I think so. Look, winning breeds winning. We all know that. And when you're winning, you feel that you can walk into any room and take on any person that they point at you and go, wow, he's playing well in this room. No, hang on a minute. I've just won a Super Series week. I'm playing well as well. And I just love to see the way that he's taken to it. It's his first time. It's debut. You know, he's just taken to it like a duck to water. He can't wait to come back for Champions Week now. He just can't wait.
What about the other side of the coin? We saw Carl Wilson in a couple of images there. One step closer, but still awaiting that elusive trophy.
For me, the concern was the fact that he never got in front in that final. And I think had he gone in front, Carl goes on. He goes on. Wilson goes on and doesn't stop. I'm worried that people will see him as a bit of a front runner. That's what I'm worried about. Because tonight, when he didn't get in front in that final, he looked a different player. And the numbers, when you come off that stage after losing, are very different to the numbers he's been doing most of the week. So that will be a concern for him. But I think he's got to go away and go, I've been to 3 semi-finals and not been by one. I went one step closer this time.
And that's the way you've got to look at it.
That's the plus for me. Don't look at the fact that you've lost in the final. Go and have that plus and going, I'm one step closer. And that remains a positive thought.
In terms of the week altogether, we've seen Archie Self back in action, and I think he continues to impress us. We see him under the microscope a lot, and we mentioned it earlier on in the week. We mentioned it earlier on in the programme. We don't want to put pressure on these young men, these young women, these young players that play and play to a very high standard. But actually what he's doing is doing a lot of good stuff, but at an attainable rate. He's getting better, but he's not... How do you describe it? He's not getting better to a rate where you think, oh, this is too much too soon. He's doing everything kind of gradual.
He's taking it all in is what he's doing. He's putting himself in situations. He's giving himself opportunities. And then he's having to learn from the opportunities. And so tonight, yeah, he's made a semi-final in a great bunch of 6 players tonight. Let's not forget that. When you look at the way he was playing on Monday and Tuesday, I think 5, 6, 8 months ago, he wouldn't have been able to bounce back from that. He's put himself in many, many situations since then to ascertain the fact that he came back, had a good run out of Group A on Wednesday, bounced in and had a really good day on Thursday. So he's shown that he can be behind, he can have his chin on the floor, but still manage to pick it up. And it's something that players of his age don't often do. So he's maturing. The game is still there. He's even changed his equipment this week. He's realised that wasn't working.
So kind of changed to a different flight and stem combo from the start of the week. And that's worked for him. But I just hope he continues to develop.
That's Archie Self with Mrs. Brown for Mrs. Brown's Boys. And that's Mrs. Brown's Boys with new PDC referee Owen Big. And Ali G's in the house. Who would have thought that? And I thought Mrs. Brown only ruined my Christmases. It turns out it also ruins my Februarys as well.
And ruins your Saturday night finals night. But no, let's see more people in fancy dress. That's what I say. Liven it up.
If you want to meet Owen Binks in a fancy dress, head over to dartshop.tv to get your tickets here for a Saturday night. But actually, do you know what? The crowd, I know they've filtered out now, but they created a good atmosphere. And sometimes in the darting landscape in 2026, we talk about audience participation in negative terms. They were loud, they were boisterous, but when it was game on, it was full of respect.
I have to say tonight, that is probably the most perfect it's been in the many occasions I've been here on a Saturday night. It was absolutely dead silent. Nobody was doing anything because it does frustrate. Sometimes it's that one voice as a player when you're just about to release the dart, just about to get into what you're getting into, and you're so hyped up and you're like on a spring, and it's just that one moment that can send your head to go all squirrely, and we never had any of that tonight. And even like you say, Radek's won it, and he had supporters there tonight when there probably wasn't a person in the room that didn't know a great deal about him when they walked in this evening.
Well, he's about to walk out, and he's about to walk out with a trophy and a place at Champions Week come April. And when you look at the players that are in there, Scott, Keanu Van Velzen and Steve Green, I think it's fair to say that they were two outsides. There's Lars-Erik Lindgren as well in the picture. Irrespective of who was there prior to a dart being thrown this week, Radek Sagadsky is going to be a dangerous quantity when it comes to week 13 in the middle of April.
He is, but again, like the first two that we've got through, was he a name that we thought that was going to come through this week with the clientele that we had? The Johnny Hayneses, the Paul Hogans. There were bigger names here than Radek, but he's come through. And once again, we are going to see a truly unique and now an international flavour to our Champions Week.
But does that typify Radek as a player? Somebody that we know has got talent, but just constantly goes under the radar?
Yes, it does, but that typifies the way that the Super Series works as well. Nico and I were talking about it there in that last game, about how the game has developed the players for this style of format. It's now such a regular thing, the Super Series. This format was only ever played at county once a month. Now we're playing it 6 days a week here. So people are playing that best of 7. They're getting used to it, and they're practicing it that way so that when they do actually get in the door, they're used to it when they step up on the stage.
And be straight back on the buses come Monday morning.
Straight back on the buses Monday morning.
Right, a couple more bits of business before we leave you tonight. Let's have a look and see how next week looks here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, because Derek Coulson's coming back for title number 5, Champions Week number 6. We said it on stage early, probably up there pound for pound, the strongest player without a tour card right now. Between him and Andreas Harrison, you would say that they're the strongest two players you probably have at the Super Series in 2026.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think they're both two that we expected to be off into the sun on their little horses, and playing and executing their darts elsewhere. But the PDC's loss is our gain.
Absolutely. By the way, love the get up and go. Love spending the last few days with you. And the best bit is we'll do it again on Thursday.
Exactly. I've got a day off and then I'm back on Monday.
Right, we shall see you there. I shall see you again on Thursday. Niall's with you for the first half of next week here at the Live Lounge. And there's plenty coming up on the interim here on Pluto TV. So coming up next, we're going to be dissecting stories from two men who won 18 world titles between them. It's an audience with Taylor and Lewis, the latest in the Pluto TV series, and that's coming up in a few moments' time. Then after that, we've got the biggest bust-ups in darts. That is from 20 past 11 tomorrow afternoon. I just hope they don't have our fight over the dinner table yesterday over there, Scott.
Let's hope not.
There was only one winner of that. And Derek Coulson returns for title number 5 on Monday morning from 9:30 a.m. He's going to go off the hot favourite, and he's going to take some stopping of that, there's no doubt. And then, of course, next Saturday, he'll be hoping to lift that 5th weekly title. But as far as tonight is concerned, well, Gok wasn't the only one that was denied by Radek Sagadsky. The perfect Pole has pitched his place through to Champions Week come the middle of April. We shall see him then. We shall see you on Monday from 9:30. From all of us here, take care. Bye-bye for now.
Next finish might cost Hogan the match.
Game shot. And
He finishes it. Double 16 for Wilson. And he gets a bounce. And a double 18 that he loves.
Game shot on the first leg.
Picture perfect.
He's got the dog tonight.
Oh, that's glorious from Gurnie. Double 5.
Game shot.
This time he doesn't. That does win the group.
Radek Sagadsky.
18 and back himself, and he was right on the wire. He now finds himself 2 down.
One more game for him. That's a brilliant sneak dart. What I mean by that is it just needs to sneak past.
Signal to the dart, he was not happy.
He's definitely not happy now. It's anything but. Beautiful shot to this game. Or that one for that matter, because Sagadsky has dodged a bullet.
Sagadsky, cometh the moment, cometh the hour. Radek Sagadsky.
Week 3 winner is Poland's Radek Sagadsky.
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight. Jeff Smith.
It's match start.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jorgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short form at darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101!
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double four for the match.